Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I meant to turn that TV off. I did not. I pressed the button. I don't know what happened. How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a good day. Hope everything is going well with everybody. Today, we got a couple of things to talk about. Yes, I just got clothes thrown on. Nothing special. Nothing specials. So we got a lot to talk about today. Just so we can be clear, we're going to be talking about a situation that just recently happened over there. Basically, Egypt is pissed. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about apparently Biden in the USA has decided to do some things, and it's called backtracking. So we're going to also be doing that just so we can be clear. Hold on, I forgot to do a thing. Give me 1 second. I got to do a thing to prevent spamming. I forgot to do it this morning. We are winning. We are winning. Oh, shit. Thanks for telling me. We are winning. I got a couple of things to say real quick, couple of things to talk about so I could express how we are winning. Got a couple of things to express. But today, this show is about U.S. backpedaling from Israel. I think that this is interesting. Also, I would love to talk about that Shannon Sharpe, Omar Epps shit. I think that's just what's going on over there. It's hilarious. And we still have some of the JMJ trial. I forgot my book at home, so I had to write stuff on some papers that were supplied by me. And it was so dope because I show up to the courthouse and I don't have no papers and writing papers. I just forgot the book. And so I go to an office and I just ask for paper and they just, sure, take as much as you want. Shout out to that shit. I do want to apologize to the young ladies that sat next to me in the courtroom. I needed the seat to write on. I just had paper. If I would have just tried to write in the air, I would have been poking holes in the sheet. So that's the only reason why I moved. If I would have had my regular book, I would have been able to. I probably still would have moved because they was kind of crowding me. And I need to have a little bit of room, breath room area in order so my brain working right. You know what I mean? So those are the things that we're going to be talking about today. But before we get to any of that, I just want to say this real quick. And we're going to talk about Super Bowl, and we're going to be talking about Kanye. But before we get to that, real quick, if you don't want to hear none of this, fast forward to about the 7-minute mark. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. If you're watching this on record. So basically, I just want to give a shout out to all of the people that work in the Brooklyn Federal building, everyone that works there. It feels so good to go somewhere and that got real people. People just treat me like an ordinary person. But to me, that feels like love. I that's the only way for me to explain it. They're just treating me like an ordinary person. These people are just doing their job and treating me like a human being. But to me, it feels like love. I can't remember the last time that I was able to go anywhere and be treated with love. So that's one. Two, I'm not going to say who did it, but this was dope. One of the people that work upstairs apparently came downstairs, and I think they alerted security that I have stalkers. So shout out to that. Also, a police officer so happily came up to me to let me know, film outside, we got you. So shout out to the Brooklyn Federal Building. Y'all guys don't even know me. I'm just meeting you guys. You guys are just all great. Last thing I want to add, speaking about that, is so I have a new practice that I do. And basically, anytime I'm on the train and I see a police officer, I go up to them and I let them know that I have stalkers and they send homeless people to try to fight me and try to attack me. For everybody that don't know, I was on a train recently and a homeless man attacked me with a stick and a knife. I was able to get a cane and a knife. I don't know. He popped it off his leg, so it might have been a box cutter. I don't know how many of y'all have ever fought people with box cutters before. This is not my first time. I was able to get the cane away from him, and then I commenced to whooping his ass. It is what happened. I'm assuming somebody tried to call the police on me about the situation, but every train car has a camera so they can see what's going on the train on a daily, everyday basis. So one of the things that I think happened, I'm not sure, we're going to have to find out, but one of the things that I think happened is now I'm being monitored on the train by the MTA. I want that. I'm never doing anything wrong. Please, police, follow me everywhere I go. I have people that are stalking me. Please, MTA, whenever y'all see me on y'all trains, let the police know. So when I see police in the world, I go up to them and I explain them. If I'm not like in Congress, I go up to them and I explain to them my situation. Every police officer I see, I say, look, I live in Coney Island, and there's some people from Coney Island that follow me around and try to create a situation with me in order for me to hurt somebody or something could happen, so they could then try to get me put in jail or so they can kill me. So I actively tell every police officer this. I actively tell anybody this that will listen. I say that when I go to the courthouse, I tell about 6 or 7 people this a day. So shout out to the Brooklyn Federal Courthouse building that I'm currently in. I don't even know if you people are good people, but y'all good to me. I don't even know if you're being good to me. You're just not being evil, I guess. And that's all I need. I just need for people to not be evil. Like, that's literally it. With that being said, no, they're still following me. Check this out. I know how to operate this better when I just go get the shit. I want to show y'all something. Hold on. Play back. Video. So if you're a supermarket, yesterday I opened like a lot of weird shit with homeless people and little kids. So I'm assuming we would do some weirdo shit today. So they did over there with their own. Like you just gotta keep coming back. Oh. All right, I'm not. Okay, I turned it off and then I turned it back on. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I'm uploading all that stuff. Y'all gonna see it then. Anyway, so no, but the supermarket stuff ain't stopped. The supermarket, I don't know if the supermarket now is just gonna admit that there's people in there stalking me, or they're gonna keep pretending like that's not happening. I have no idea. With that being said, let's get to the show. So real quick, I really am tired of starting shows off when we actually get to the narrative where I'm basically just talking about all of the things that I said that was going to happen that did happen. It's just so much shit that I said was going to happen that actually does end up happening. And also, AP, I'm fine. Don't even worry about it. Just so we could be clear. There are a lot of things. Think about all of the things that I tell you that's going to happen and it ends up happening. So I want to start this show off just so we can be clear. We're going to talk about the JMJ trial a little bit later, but I want to start this show off because I think this is going to be the smallest segment of our show. So I'm going to start it here. Talking about the situation that just happened in over there in the Middle East. For everybody that don't know, the two biggest armies in the Middle East is Egypt and I think Yemen. I believe those are the two biggest armies. Those are the two biggest forces over there. For everybody that don't know, Egypt's money is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And why countries like Egypt, all the money in the planet damn near, countries like America is giving all of our money away to other countries. So that's what's happening. In any regard, during the Super Bowl, America tried to send military aid to Israel through the Red Sea. This is what I'm hearing. Egypt blew up the damn boat and everybody on it. I'm going to say that again. I don't think people got it. So America, just so we could be clear, was sending aid to Israel. They were told to not use those waters to do such a thing. For everybody that don't get it, a lot of things still have to be transported on ocean liners, on freights. So for the people that's like, why don't they just put it in the planes and then flash them in? These might not be materials that would be smart or conducive, or no, that it probably wouldn't be economically, but they don't give a fuck about money. If logistically, it probably isn't as possible or isn't as favorable to the entities to send through the planes. They might can't. There might not be planes large enough to carry the things that they're trying to send. Just so we could be clear. That's why things like the different passageways is still so important. That ocean liners could go through, that freight liners could go through. So America was sending some kind of aid to Israel after they were told not to by Egypt. Egypt then blows up the damn freight liner. Y'all do understand that most of the world is Muslim, right? Like that's like the biggest religion on the planet, right? Y'all love calling Muslims terrorists, though. If most of the people on the planet are Muslims, I need for you to think about that for a moment. While y'all over there cheering the deaths of children and women and innocent men that don't got nothing to do with nothing. While y'all over there cheering that. They do know that, right? This is a thing that you know. And just so we could be clear, what I mean is whatever religion you belong to, you are outnumbered. Whatever political ideology you have, you are outnumbered. A lot of y'all like to subscribe to the notion that if there's more numbers, that makes the person right. Literally the definition of sheep. You're just following the herd. That's not the worst of it, though. You want to know what else happened? Now, this happened on the Super Bowl day, yesterday in Super Bowl. I'm not sure when Egypt blew the boat up. But allegedly, Israel dropped bombs on Rafah, R-A-F-A-H. And Egypt said that's the end of all the fuckery. Pardon my language. So I want to be clear about this because I want y'all to understand why this is why we started to show off. We're almost done. But I want to be clear about this. I want y'all to understand why this is why we started to show off this way. I am not here to parrot every time I'm right about something. You have no idea how many times I've been right about something and then never just brought it back up to you guys because I might have even forgot that I said I was right about it. I might have just forgot we had the conversation. Or I just don't think it's that important. It's not important enough for there to be a callback. Or it was something that I figured everybody should understand, so I didn't even think it was anything to be right about. I thought it was just common sense. But now, Biden is trying to backtrack. But is Biden really trying to backtrack, or was that always Biden's position? Biden, I think, still thinks he's the vice president. Did you hear about when they just had some kind of interview with him to ascertain his mental faculties? So now, just so we can be clear, now Biden supporters are saying, well, Trump and Biden are too old. When just 2 months ago, they were saying, no, Biden ain't too old. So now Trump and Biden is too old. Because your man can't make it, that means that the other guy's man can't either. So that's why we wanted to discuss this first. This hating culture of America is what's killing and destroying all of our potential. Every time you try to attack a person who has a high level of potential, do you understand how many other people you are preventing from being inspired? You might be preventing your own children from being inspired. Because you're trying to prevent greatness from happening. We got a president that don't know he the president. I'm about to tell you the part where I was right about. We got a president that don't know he the president. He's busy over there calling BB a monster. For everybody that don't know, that's Benjamin Netanyahu. He's busy saying that BB lied, he's a monster, he's all these other things. And now they even publicly backtracking and saying Israel got to stop doing this or stop doing that or whatever. And then they told them that they had to, because they've done like a shitload of war crimes, apparently, not even allegedly, apparently. They've done a shitload of war crimes. So now, in order to receive any more money from America, they have to map out their war crimes or some weirdo ass shit that don't make sense. What the hell are you talking about? So apparently that's what they have to do. Okay, copy. Now I know how to do it. I was doing something else and I'm trying to figure out how to make a thing work. I just got to notice. So I say all that to say this. Do you remember when I told y'all that the New York City mayor wanted to go to Washington, D.C.? Right? Well, pardon me. Do y'all remember when the New York City mayor went to go to Washington, D.C.? And when he was about to go, the morning he was about to get on the plane, he got hit with indictments for some kind of sex crime. Do y'all remember that happened? And what did I tell y'all? I said, one, I don't even know. I don't even believe there was a crime. There probably wasn't even no crime. But what happened was they don't want him to go talk to Biden personally because Biden ain't all there. So you might be able to talk to Biden and get him to agree to anything. And if he goes down there and gets Biden to agree to something and has Biden sign some paperwork, our New York problem might get solved. And some of that money now has to go to New York that was supposed to come here in the first place. So now we're also hearing that the president doesn't even know that he's the fucking president. He doesn't remember if he's the president or the vice president. Who the hell is in charge of the shit? And we still have Democrats talking about they're going to vote for him again. This is bananas. But this is the world that we currently live in. We currently live in a world where the least intelligent of us is driving the boat. I live in Coney Island. Anytime I say anything smart, people call me crazy. And I just be sitting there. And then I go tell the same exact thing to people like, and this is a fact, like over there where I'm at now in the courthouse, and everybody thinks I'm so smart. They work it out in their brain and they be like, wow, I didn't even figure that. No, wow, that was so smart. This guy's really smart. But I say the same shit to the people in Coney Island. And you don't know what they say? They say I'm crazy. I'm probably one of the biggest billboards why no person that isn't from here should ever come here. And as every time I venture out into the world, I'm going to let everybody know. I'm just telling you what it is, fam. Anyway, now the U.S. is backpedaling as friends of Israel because you do know what's about to happen. Remember I told y'all about the Civil War? And remember I told y'all about World War III? Why does it seem like both of those things are happening congruently? Oh, for everybody that wasn't here, I said these things. How many years ago was this? And right before Biden got elected, right? I said if Biden gets elected, there's going to be a World War III. And if Biden gets elected, there's going to be a civil war. Why is Russia saying that they'll send arms to our southern border? Why is our National Guard saying that they're not going to arrest any of the Texas militia that go down there to protect the border? What does that sound like to you? I'm crazy, though, even though I consistently tell y'all what's going to happen before it happens. Consistently. Consistently. I had the same information all of y'all guys had. I just processed it different. Nobody came from the future and was like, Jack, I gotta tell you something. Shout out to T Moto. He says people don't realize if you want to come up here and use your words, you could do that. I'll put a thing into the chat. T Moto said most people don't realize they have been lied to and fed false information all their lives. The truth seems like a lie. Well, the first thing, I'm agreeing with you, by the way. The first thing that we have to understand is, and okay, so I'm agreeing with you, but in order to really, really nail that home, I'm going to move off of this topic for a moment, but we're going to come right back. So women were told that men are oppressing them, right? So let's just think for a second what kind of oppression men were doing to women during the 70s that we were allegedly oppressing them. I wasn't there, but no, the men that were there. They were allowing women to be home wives, right? Housewives, right? They were providing for their children, right? Because that let's not forget that back in the 70s, that wasn't an issue. This whole providing for their kids thing started in the 80s during the crack epidemic. Let's just be clear about this for the people that wasn't around. So men in the 70s were making enough money and so their wives can stay home and raise the family. Men were around and present. Let's just be clear about this. Right? Men were paying for everything. Right? Housewife. So you don't pay for nothing. Right? Now, there's another statistic that people fail to realize. As far as marriages go, Black people were married at like a 70% rate or some shit like that. Like we were the most married people in America. The most married. So I just need for you to understand the concept real quick. If we're the most married people in America, and most families are having 5 to 6 children, 4 to 5 children, if at no time at all the feminist movement isn't created, what do you think the world America starts turning into? Remember, this is before the crack epidemic, so let's not say, but they were still the crack service, because maybe the crack ever doesn't happen the way that it happened. If there's fathers in the fucking home. So what do women complain about now? They complain they want men to pay for everything. You complain that we were paying for everything. I hear women complaining that men don't have a good jobs. There was some woman online, I think she was saying that if a man don't make more than $50,000, he shouldn't even have a woman. Well, so just so we could be clear, when men had the jobs and were paying for everything, you complained. When men wanted to be your husbands, you complained. You don't need a man. And apparently, the only race of women that holds on to you don't need a man is the Black women. Other races of women don't believe that way. They're raised differently. Because there's a man in a household many a times rather than not. So this is not a knock on any women at all. This is a knock on how we've been socially engineered to make sure that the person that lives next door to us don't win. But no other race is this way. There's no other race that exists other than Black people. And this is not me knocking our people. I love our people. I want us to do better. But there is no other race that exists on the planet that makes it a priority to destroy their brother and sister. There's no other race. So just so we could be clear, his comment was, most people don't realize they've been lied to and fled or false information or their lies. The truth seems like a lie. So when a Black man goes up to a Black woman and says, I love you, she don't believe you half of the time. Not all Black women, but some. And they're never going to be able to believe you because they was raised in a house without a man. So they don't know what a man's love looks like. They think a man's love looks like he's trying to control you. They think a man love look like he's trying to, you don't have no rights. Who is he to say anything to me? They don't even know what a man's love look like. And that's what us as Black men struggle with in our communities more than any other race of woman. And pardon me, man. Because that same Black woman who is going to say, you not good enough, will take a white man that's doing less. So yeah, we have been lied to. And people like me that are constantly out here trying to say, yo, we've been lied to. We got to do better. They're going to tell you I hate Black women. Really? If I hate black women, why are those the only women I give advice to? Have you ever seen me up here giving advice to any woman except for a black woman? They're going to tell you I hate black men. Then why are those the only men I give advice to? Why are black people the only people I even give advice to? Why would you give advice to people that you hate? You don't give advice to people that you hate. You give criticism. I'm saying I need for us to do better. These are the ways in which we've been tricked. I should be able to go outside without having, I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. I go into the supermarket and there's a black woman that is constantly trying to follow me up the aisle. I don't think for nothing negative. I don't know. She might have just been trying to get my attention and chat me up. She wasn't anybody I was attracted to. And I try to stay away from everyone when I'm in Coney Island. I walk in the street instead of walk past people some of the time. I just don't want the problems. Peace of mind. Honestly, just for peace of mind. They be like, yo, that nigga scared. I just want peace of mind, fam. I think the majority of the people that live where I live at, even if it's not the majority, there are at least a select 30 or 40 people that watch this is a fact, watch my house. So when I go outside, they could come around and harass me and make it look like I'm being crazy. So whenever I see a situation like that about to transpire, I just go the other way, fam. Whenever I think a situation like that is going to transpire, I just go the other way, fam. I don't really care. I don't want to deal with it. Sounds like a you issue, not a me issue. So I'm in the supermarket and the woman comes up to me and it looks like she's trying to get near me. So that's already a red flag for me. I turn around, I walk back down to the other end of the aisle. I wait for her to leave the aisle and I go to get what I'm getting. Do you know her kids walked up to me and called me a faggot? Now, this woman is a black woman. She looks like she could have been early 30s, late 20s. She's in the supermarket with about 3 kids. I'm not interested. All of your kids look like they 8 or 9 years old, probably. I'm not interested. You got all of those kids and you couldn't keep a man. The only way that that's a good thing is if all of those kids is from the same man. Other than that, you just want me to be the next guy to give you a baby? You're not looking for a relationship. I don't know what you're looking for, and I'm not accusing you of looking for anything. I just know that a relationship is not it. And then to have your kids walk up to me and insult me because literally I just don't think you're attractive. Maybe now you're going to say all the hateful things about me. Fine. You're allowed to have an opinion about me, just like my opinion is you're unattractive. I just didn't feel like I needed to say that because that's rude. I didn't feel like I needed to say, while you trying to chat me up or come around me, look, I'm not interested. I think you're unattractive. But you know, a woman will say that to a man in a fucking minute. And if he say anything at all about it, he's a misogynist. How about that? Call me gay because I didn't think that her mother was attractive. I'm not going to think she's attractive tomorrow. And there's a good chance next year I will still not think she's attractive. There's a better chance that 10 years ago, if I would have saw her, I would have thought the same thing. I'm not saying that to be cruel. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying we're allowed to have preferences. Just like all of y'all want to have a nigga with 6-figure bank account, 6 foot, with long dreads or whatever the fuck. I'm allowed to not want a woman that's fat. Now, have I dated big girls before? Yeah, I have. But that does not mean that I want to do it now. Now, with that being said, do you know what the lie that they told us was? The lie that they told us is that you could make up your own truth. They nailed that into our heads. Some of us now subscribe to it, that anything we make up in our heads is true. gonna stick a pin in this and get back to the actual Isreal topic. But I wanted to stop and talk about that for a moment because that's bullying. Why was that woman trying to bully me with her kids to have sex with her? Why should I have to go through that? Why can't I just decide that I don't find you attractive? I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's going to be so much work for you to get me up, to be honest with you. I don't even want to go through that hassle. I don't know why you would want to. Not trying to be fucked up. I'm just saying what it is, man. It'd be way too much of a hassle for both of us. I'm not that guy that sleeps with everything. I'm not that guy. I can think you are attractive and at the same time not want to sleep with you. I've had so many attractive girlfriends, female friends that were just females and attractive as shit. Fuck, they sent me another. Oh, they sent me another. Why did they send me another one? Oh, no, that's something else. All right. I'm not that guy, fam. Really not that guy. Also, the whole time I'm on the line, her kids was just staring at me. So I'm on the line trying to make my purchase, and I got 3 little young girls, like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 or some shit, just standing there staring at me like this the whole entire time I'm trying to make a purchase. She's over there looking at me, I guess, waiting to see if I'm going to look at her kids so they could accuse me of doing some shit. You know how hard it is not to look at people that's staring at you? You ever tried to do that? You know somebody is just staring at you. You know how hard that is to not look at a person that's staring at you? Sheesh. Let's get back to the Isreal thing, and then I want to move on to the Club Shay thing. Okay, hold on. I got to do a thing. What the fuck? So while I'm typing, I'm gonna say this. So basically, they have tricked y'all into believing that the worst thing that ever happened to America was Donald Trump. How did they trick y'all? Because they just lie about it every day. Literally every day. Literally every day. I am not a big fan of Donald Trump. I've been telling y'all I haven't been a fan of Donald Trump ever since Trump started trumping. But I will also say this, just so we can be clear. Why I am not. Sheesh, I got to remove the damn thing and start it back over? Okay. Why I am not, just so we could be clear. Oh, that means that, okay, I'm doing a thing at the same time. So I'm just learning something new about this particular app. I want to apologize about how everything is just so surprising to me. I hate that and love that about myself all at the same time, just to be honest. Okay, hold on. Is this gonna let me hit the like button? Yeah, there we go. I hate that about myself and love that about myself all at the same time. OG Borley said Trump always been cool with ninjas. I want to be clear about something. Back in the 80s, y'all don't understand racism if you didn't live in the 80s. I just want to be clear about that. A lot of that shit y'all call racism now ain't racism. Niggas just don't like you for one reason or another. If you came from the 80s, you probably this is a better way to put it. If you came from the 80s, you probably understand racism better than somebody who came from the 90s and after. Because the 80s was different, fam. The 80s, especially, I lived in the Bronx, fam. And I barely ever left the Bronx. I just want to be clear about this. I lived in the Bronx. I'm a kid. And I lived alone. I barely ever left the Bronx. All right. In the 80s, I probably left the Bronx. I could count the times on my fucking one hand, fam. You understand? I didn't leave the Bronx. And also, so we could be clear, not a lot of white people live in the Bronx. But racism in America was so ingrained that you still felt it. It was just different. Bernard Getz went on the train, shot up some kids. Now, I was in the 80s. They might have been trying to rob him. But he executed them more than anything else. He wasn't trying to. Y'all do understand what self-protection is, right? Self-protection, self-defense, whatever y'all want to call it, defending yourself. You do understand what it is, right? That's not using more force than that is necessary. That wasn't his case. Anyway, he ends up getting off. It was different. At the same time, Larry Davis goes to jail for shooting police officers that they all know were crooked and was trying to kill him. That's real self-protection. That's literally what the Second Amendment was for. Protecting ourselves against the government. Just so you know. I want to get off of this Trump thing. I want to talk about Mike Epps. But I want to finish this off with this so you can understand. So in the 80s was ridiculously racist. Trump was like one of the only rich white niggas that was out there bankrolling black shit. Tell me where the lie at. Anybody that think I'm lying, put it in the chat real quick. I'll give y'all a minute. Tell me where the lie at. Trump was out there bankrolling black niggas. Not businesses, black niggas. You know what's the difference between when you bankroll a business and a person? When you bankroll a business, you're going to get something back in return. When you bankroll a person, that's from the heart. Trump was out there bankrolling people. His name became a verb. His name became the personification of whatever the best thing was in the black community. Tell me where the lie's at. I'm sitting here and I'm listening. I want to go to a commercial, but we're going to not. So I want to be clear about something. Full transparency. They told y'all that Trump was bad. But besides the Central Park 5 thing, name me something that Trump did that was bad. Put it in the chat. There got to be some Trump haters in here. Before becoming president, name me something that Trump did that was bad before becoming president. Besides the Central Park thing, sans that. Do anybody ever talk about how he was bankrolling Jesse Jackson's presidential run? Anybody talked about that yet? But he racist though. But he tried to put a black man in office in the 80s. Now you're gonna come up with a reason why he did it. Oh, because he was gonna benefit. Not the point. He would have benefited if he would have put anybody in the office, right? Why wouldn't he just chose a white man? As long as your guy gets in the office, you're gonna benefit, right? Why wouldn't you choose somebody that's more likely to win? Why wouldn't you choose somebody that's more likely to win rather than choose somebody that's more likely to lose if your whole thing is that you want to benefit from them when they get into office? Just asking. So yes, we have been told lies after lies after lies after lies after lies. And for some strange reason, we only hate the person that exposes the lie. We don't hate the liars. I don't understand that. It is what it is, fam. Can we talk about this Shannon Sharpe situation? Drop some frost in it. Nobody want to comment. So it's stupid for me to say do anything. So we're gonna talk about the Shannon Sharpe thing. I went to school with this girl named Ivy. Wait, who is this? My niece? No. I went to school with these twins. One was named Ivy and the other one was named Michelle. They were twins, but I think they were fraternal, not identical. And Michelle was probably the prettier one, but I liked Ivy for some strange reason. Michelle was probably the prettier one, though. I think Michelle was the tall one. I think that's probably why I didn't like her. Well, not that I didn't like her. They were both pretty, just so we could be clear. They were both pretty. They had good genes. Shout out to Michelle and Ivy. Also, shout out to Konisha. I'm just going to throw that out there because Konisha was like, and also shout out, I got to give another one. First of all, shout out to the prettiest girl that I went to elementary school with. Her name was Leslie Rush. I had the biggest crush on her forever. All right, shout out to Leslie Rush. Konisha, there's two. I had a friend, Freddie Roman, right? Frederick Roman, right? Shout out to Freddie. So those are the only two black girls that he openly was like admitted. Like there was a couple of other ones, but these was, we kids, we know which ones like top tier. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that because shout out to Konisha. We was in junior high school together. Girl was super cute, so charismatic, like fucking dripped of charisma. Just dripped the charisma. Dripped. Her name was Konisha. I never heard that name before. We called her Coco. Shout out to Coco. Fucking dripped her charisma. She dripped charisma, fam. Dark skin, extremely pretty. Leslie Rush was like a little bit lighter than me. Probably like 2 or 3 shades lighter than me, but she was brown skin also. Shout out to them. Since I'm shouting them out, those are the girls I had crushes on. Mainly. I guess I'll shout out Freddie's crushes. Shout out to Jackie Ruiz. I think that's the main chick he was chasing after. He was chasing after that girl all the time. Not for nothing. I used to always look at him like, why do you keep chasing after this girl that is not interested in you at all? I used to always think that was stupid. I used to be like, damn, this nigga got to be embarrassed. But then I realized something. He grew up in a household where his mother had a husband or a boyfriend. So he grew up watching a man love a woman. And that's the thing that a lot of our households are missing. He was fortunate enough to grow up watching. He was Puerto Rican Cuban. His mother was Puerto Rican. So he was fortunate enough to grow up in a household and watch a man love a woman. In our households, if it got a man and a woman, they do more fighting than loving. We got to break that cycle. Really got to break that cycle. So when he went to school, it was fine being rejected because that was part of the process. That's the way he saw it. That's not the way I saw it because I didn't grow up with a woman in the household. I grew up alone. So, I didn't have a woman in the household. So I didn't see it that way. But now me getting older, he saw it as part of the process. And I'm going to eventually get this woman. We didn't eventually get her, but I'm 100% sure whoever he with now, she a dime because he had great taste. And his confidence was through the window. Through the roof. It just made no sense. 0 sense. His confidence was through the roof. But every girl, from what I heard, every girl said he was cute. Like every girl thought he was cute. every girl. So, so good looking guys hang out together. What up, Fox? Salute. Good looking girls hang out together. So good looking guys probably hang out together too. This was before girls started hanging out with like chicks that wasn't as attractive, so they could look better. I mean, y'all probably always did that. What the fuck do I know? Anyway, let's get back to content. Could we talk about this Shannon Sharpe, Mike Epps situation? I want to talk about this shit real quick. So the first thing I want to say is this. Thank you, Mike Epps, for pointing out Shannon Sharpe calling himself Shay is just as fucking zesty as it gets, fam. I never understood that. When I first saw the name for his show, I thought it was like somebody trying to disrespect him. I'm being honest with you. When I first heard that the name of the shit was Club Shay, I said, yo, these niggas is clowning this nigga for being zesty. I said sweet, because I come from that era where we didn't call niggas zesty. We called them sweet. Yo, who remember that movie Penitentiary? Who remembers the movie Penitentiary? So in the movie Penitentiary, it was a boxing movie. The main character, they called him Too Sweet. So I can't remember if he was gay. I do think he got raped in prison though. But I grew up my whole entire childhood just thinking he was a gay nigga. Now I'll be like, shit, I might need to go watch the movie again so I could get appropriate context. There's a movie called Penitentiary for everybody that don't know. The other guy was half dead. There was a dude named Half. Yeah, there was a guy named Half Dead. That was from that movie? Anyway, nigga name was Too Sweet. Shout out to Samuel. Shout out to Will. Dude's name was Too Sweet. That was bananas. He was a boxer though, and for whatever the reason is, did he look kind of like Sugar Ray Leonard for some strange reason? I keep thinking that, and like his daughter or his sister had sickle cell anemia. Like it was a lot going on, fam. We need to redo that movie. That movie was really talking about black people issues. We need to redo that movie, and we need to redo Band of the Hand. How about that? Oh shit! I don't know who saw those movies. What movie I think was better, Band of the Hand or Colored? Hold on. Colors. I think they basically were like the same movie. By the way, you know how they sometimes do movies where they do the same movie over, but it's a different movie. Oh, there's a thing I want to tell you about that. I just reminded myself about something. There's a movie on Netflix that's a better Invincible. I'm so sorry that I'm breaking off to all of these other conversations. This is why I need somebody up here with me sometimes. There's a movie on Netflix that's a better Invincibles. If y'all want to know, put it in the chat. I'll tell you what the movie is, and I'll give you a small synopsis. But it's a better Invincible. Remember Invincible with Bruce Willis? It's a better Invincible. They did it perfect. In my opinion, they did it so perfect. I was literally sitting in here kind of working on a script of my own to Americanize it because it's a Korean show. It's a television show. It's a series. I can't wait for season 2. Leon Isaac Kennedy. That shit was dope, right? Florida State. Okay. Florida State. I pulled up on your Instagram the other day. I want to say this real quick while you up in here, you rat bastard. I pulled up on your Instagram the other day to get something to post. 3 fucking days straight. All I see is the post for here. All I see is still pictures. I'm not getting it. Oh, okay. There go one. And remember, I can't play music. This is why I keep telling you to just send me something and then I'll work it out. You understand? So all I see is the still pictures. I've been trying to find something for me to get together you a commercial for on here. Here goes something. All right. When did you post this? The 14th. You just posted this. Wait. It's not the 14th. These are old. Did you erase some shit? What day is today? Yo, why does shit say the 14th, fam? Oh, January 14th. Okay. So I found something. Forget everything. I found something. I'm gonna make it work. King Will says, yeah, tell us about the movie, bro. What's it called? King Will, you sure you want to know what the movie? Okay, I'll tell you real quick. I do one better for you. I do one better for you. Check this out. Oh fuck. Ah shit. Hold on. I gotta turn the volume down on this thing. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, cool. What am I going to? Netflix, right? Anybody else talk while they're typing? I don't know why I do that, but it's like when I type sometimes I can't really type unless I'm talking about something other than what I'm typing about. I have no idea why I'm like that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna straight show it to you because if I just say it, I don't want to send nobody the wrong way, and it's a really good show.
Welcome.
All right, so this is it. Not this show. I have no idea what the fuck this is. Once Upon a Crime. Matter of fact, I might watch that. If I had a girlfriend, I would have already watched this. That just doesn't look like something that you watch. Like you're a guy, unless you just, I guess sitting around smoking or some shit. So for everybody that wanted to know, this is kind of like the stuff I've been watching. I fucking love Wednesday. I'm really pissed. I heard about some kind of sex scene they did for her in some movie called Miller's Movie or whatever. I don't have no. That's not a movie for me. I wouldn't watch it. But I did see the movie that she's in called X, and there's like a small, like kind of sex scene in that movie. I think that's her body double, not her. But I found that as disturbing. And when they initially started doing that particular scene, I turned the movie off, and I had to gather myself because it was just disturbing. She still looks like a child. I don't want to see her doing that type of stuff. It just was disturbing to me. Anyway, the name of the movie is Killer's Paradox, I think. Yeah, A Killer Paradox. Check this movie out. I promise you. Oh, there go the volume. I promise you. Check this movie out. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna turn the volume down on that and turn it back up on the thing I had turned it down on previously. I promise you, go check this movie out. You're gonna love it. It's a series, a television series. It's fucking great. I can't remember. Is it in English? Yeah, it's in English. It's in English. I just always keep subtitles on. Because sometimes I turn the volume down. I'm usually multitasking. So yeah, so this is absolutely great. I'm not even gonna spoil it for you too much, but basically, it is an incredible idea, and I thought of another great idea because of this movie. And that's the thing that I was like, man, I should write something about this shit. I came up with an actual great idea because of that movie. But that movie is basically a better Invincible. Way better. The problems that I had with Invincible, this fixed. So I'll say one problem that I have with Invincible real quick. I know I'm all over the place, but we are talking about entertainment right now. I tell you one problem that I had with Invincible, just so we could be clear. I don't like the fact that his super strength and his clairvoyance, that just doesn't feel like something that matches. It's just aren't two powers that we generally see together, and that's a reason for that. And also, I didn't like the way that they filmed his strength for the most part. Now, with that being said, Invincible was okay. The movie that they had that came after Invincible, Glass, was better in my opinion. It was better in my opinion, except for they killed off the characters and they should have built the universe up instead. That's the one thing that I did not like about that. But that was better. It was literally a better movie until like the end, when they had to figure out a way to kill everybody, all of these unkillable people off, except for Glass. He was obviously the most killable. He's the most killable nigga that ever lived. So, with the exception of that, and it was just so convoluted, I guess. But they had issues that I didn't think they fixed. Like, shit, I want to talk about movies now. Let's talk about Shay and Mike Epps, and then I want to talk about movies and television. So let's get through this. Let me talk about let's talk about Shay and Mike Epps for a good 10 minutes, and then I want to talk about movies for a little while, if y'all don't mind. So for everybody that don't know, Shannon Sharpe had Cat Williams on the show. So when Cat Williams was on Shannon Sharpe's show, Shannon Sharpe kept trying to get Cat Williams. Allegedly, Mike Epps says that he felt like Shannon Sharpe kept trying to get Cat Williams to rank on him also. He was like, kept on, what about Mike Epps? But you know that Mike Epps over there is looking good for jokes against him. So Mike Epps came out and was like, yo, fam, like, what kind of time is you on? So Shannon Sharpe shot back with, you tried to get on my show. So then Mike Epps shot back with what he shot back with, right? Basically saying, yeah, I did try to get on your show, but it's because you was talking about me crazy. I'm not saying you're gay. I'm just saying, the shit you're doing is zesty. So I want to say this. The first thing is this. I love Shannon Sharpe as a personality. Love the guy as a personality. I love the guy as a, when he was with on Undisputed, which it seems like that show doesn't exist anymore now. I love the guy when he was on Undisputed. I like what he's doing now. It's incredible. He's really, really good host. He does something that I need to do more, and that's shut up when the other guy's talking. But he is as zesty as they come. And I've always thought he was gay. Just so we can be honest. I've always thought that about him. And I've never cared. I'm going to say that again. I don't know if he's gay. But I always thought that about him. But I've never cared. It's not my job to care whether you're gay or not. It's my job to care about how you treat me and the things that I love. That's it. If you're treating me and the things that I love with respect, then how can I have an issue with you? So I've never had an issue with Shannon Sharpe. I've always thought he was gay. I have no idea if he was gay. So when Mike Epps called him Medea, I fell out. And I said, shit, I'm not the only one. I thought the nigga was gay too. Then Shannon Sharpe, Mike Epps comes out and he says, nah, I'm not saying that you're gay. I'm just saying you're a little zesty or whatever the case is. And I want to be clear about this. I don't care if anybody is gay. I literally don't care. I've worked with people not knowing whether they were straight or gay. Had great relationships with them, then just to find out that they're gay. That didn't change our relationship. You ain't you a dude and you're not trying to bang me. What the hell do I care? The hell do I care? I used to work at Bellevue as a security guard. They had a group of gay girls that was working there at the time called the Joy Luck Club, I think they called them. What the fuck is Joy Luck? Is that like a book? I think that's a book. Hold on. Can somebody tell me what the hell the book is about, though? Anyway, so they called themselves the Joy Luck Club. I have no idea. And now I'm looking at the fucking book. It's about an Asian family, and I don't know. Anyway, so somebody would have to tell me what the book is about for me to know anything. Anyway, so they called themselves the Joy Luck Club. So I'm a Hebrew Israelite. So when I started working there, I told them I do not work on Friday, and I don't work on Saturday neither. But when I told them that, they didn't know I told them that because I was a Hebrew Israelite. They just know that I told them that. I didn't give them any reason. I walked into the site manager's office. I had to get transferred because I knocked some dude out. So when I'm going to get my transfer, I had to go walk into the office. I walked in the office with like almost a $300 suit on. I was a fly nigga. Always been a fly. When I have money, I'm a fly nigga because I like looking good. Anyway. So $300 ain't breaking the bank, but this is $300 suit. This is 2004, 2005, something like that. How many niggas you know nowadays? I'm not talking about what you're paying for your sneakers and your pants and your shirt, but are buying suits that is worth some kind of money. You know what I'm saying? So I walk into the office and he tells me where he's going to transfer to me to. And I'm like, I don't really care because I don't know no sites. So it don't matter where you send me. So he told me he was sending me where he was sending me. But I told him the only thing, I don't work on Friday and I don't work on Saturday neither. And when I told the nigga, I told him with an attitude. I linked up in my chair and everything. I was a dick. I was a dick. You know? I was a dick. So I'm talking to this Italian dude. And he talking to me about whatever he talking to me about. And I'm just staring at him the whole entire time. I'm letting him talk. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just letting him talk. And then he say whatever he's saying. I lean up and I said, I don't work on Friday and I don't work on Saturday neither. So he looked at me. Remember, I do not have a job at this point. So he looked at me. He looked around. And he said, you know what? You could tell them that he just sent me. So when he sent me, I go into the office and I walk into the office. And when I walk into the office, it's when they're switching supervisors over. So when the supervisors switch over, all of the supervisors have to be in the office at the same time. The supervisors from the present shift and the supervisors from the shift that's going to take over for them. So when I walked into the office, there's 3 supervisors per shift. And then we got the site manager. And I think there was like, I don't know if there was another person in there or whatever, but there was other people there too. Like, you know, just like their helpers. Because, you know, they're helpers. Like some of the regular guards that, you know, have privileges or whatever the case is. So like it was about 10, 15 people in the office. And they all on that side of the desk. And I'm on this side of the desk. And I walk in and she start talking to me. And she's like, yeah, so we're going to give you Monday and Wednesday off. I said, I don't work on Friday and I don't work on Saturday neither. And then they all looked at me like, what the fuck? Said, did you tell the site? Did you tell whatever the dude name is? I forgot the dude. He was mad cool too. I fuck with him. If I ever see him to this day, if that nigga's still alive and I ever see him to this day, I'm gonna give him the biggest hug. When I quit that job, that nigga begged me to stay. Like he in front of some Italian dude. Everybody was there. He was begging me not to quit. The nigga was offering me everything in the world, but I quit off a principle. But he was begging me not to quit. I quit off a principle. I probably shouldn't have quit, but I definitely shouldn't have quit. Quit off a principle. He was begging me not to quit. Anyway, I'm a little difficult, but I'm great at every job I ever go do. But I'm a little difficult. But he didn't care that I was difficult because I was his difficult. You understand? So he didn't care. I put out a lot of fires. That's the best way to put it. So I go in the office. I'm like, I don't work on Friday. I don't work on Saturday either. You said you told him. I said, yeah, I told him. Call him. They did end up calling him at some point, and he confirmed that I told him the same thing. So I didn't work on Friday, and I didn't work on Saturday neither. That's why I say that like that to this day. I don't work on Friday, and I don't work on Saturday neither. Oh man, I can't wait to put that into a script somewhere. Nobody's gonna believe that happened. There was people in the office when I told the other guy that too, and they turned around and looked at us. That's why he was also turning around looking at people. I was not quiet, as you know, as you probably see about me. Anyway, getting on to the club Shay. Mike Epps things. I'm just all over the place this morning. We haven't had a live in so long. Okay, I'm all over the place this morning. So in any regard, shout out to the Joy Luck Club, whatever the fuck that is. Shout out to those girls too. They tried to get me fired, and all of them got fired. That's a whole nother story. Oh yeah, the whole crew got fired. Yeah, the whole Joy Luck crew got fired, by the way. Like, not the book people, but the girls that worked at the facility, all of them got fired. All of the girls and like almost all of the dudes. There was a big group of them. It was like 12, 13 of them. It was a lot of them. It was just me. They was just mad at me. But it's a long story. One of them liked me, but they thought that I didn't like them because they was gay. That don't even make sense. Why wouldn't I want to have sex with some chick just because she's gay? Like, what the fuck does that mean? So the girl liked me a lot. She invited me to her crib and everything. Like, she liked me a lot, but I wasn't vibing with her the way she wanted me to vibe with her because I'm not a thirsty nigga. You understand? So after she invited me to her crib and we hung out and I didn't try to scoop her like that, that's when the issue started. You understand what I'm saying? She asked me what makes this girl named Blue that I was constantly trying to bang, which turns out, and I did not notice at the time, but she had a kid with my cousin, the girl Blue. So, oh man, this is a whole nother story. So I'm so sorry about this. I got to tell y'all this real quick. So I had a supervisor named Blue, right? Turns out she had a baby with my cousin. Now I was trying to bang this chick for like 2 years. I find out she has a baby by my cousin because there's like I can't remember if it was a funeral or I think it was a funeral. And she pulled up to a funeral. And at the funeral or the wake, pardon me, at the wake, I saw her. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? She's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, this is my family. She was like, word? She was like, Michi is my baby's father. I said, hair out, pulled. Did not know all this time I was trying to bang my cousins, and not for nothing. Well, I wasn't trying to bang her the whole time. I was probably trying to bang her like the first year. But then after that, I don't think I looked at her like that no more. But it was still fun to flirt with her all the time. And it was still fun being her friend. You know what I'm saying? So she used to turn me down every day. Every day she used to shoot me down. Every fucking day. It was like a thing at the job. Like, it was a thing. You understand? It was a thing. Oh, also, she was dating the site manager at that time. So that's a whole nother story. So, just so we can be clear, she was dating my boss while I was trying to smash, and everybody knew. When I tell you that we did a TV show about my time in Bellevue, fucking men's shelter as a security guard, that shit would be lit. That shit would be lit, fam. And I'm not just, and there was a whole bunch of other storylines going on that was insane. But I'm just talking about with my own shit. That shit would be, the girl is my cousin's baby's mama, but at the time, I didn't know. I was trying to bang her. She was the site manager's girlfriend. Everybody knew I was trying to bang her, including the site manager. Jack, I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know what to tell you. It's different when you're the main character. I don't know what to tell you. It's just really different. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not, but it's really different. In any regard, could I get back to the Shannon Sharpe, Mike Epps thing? So Mike Epps called the nigga zesty. Shannon Sharpe, before he called them zesty, was talking about he gonna pull up on them. Fam, I'm tired of niggas trying to fight niggas that weigh like 30, 40 pounds less than them. If you outweigh a nigga by 30, 40 pounds and you trying to fight the nigga, you a pussy. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to say that again. I don't care. I don't want to hear little niggas this and this and that, because that is true. But if you outweigh a nigga by 30 or 40 times and you trying to fight him, you a sucker, fam. You a whole sucker. So one of the things that the people out here is trying to do is trying to make me look like I'm a bully. So I constantly have to walk away from diminutive people trying to get into a fight with me. Like constantly. So they'll come up to me, insult me, come up to me, try to invade my space, come up to me, try to pretend like they know me, all types of different weirdo shit to try to create a negative environment in hopes that I'm going to do something to them so they could then go pretend to people like I'm a bully. Now, I need for y'all to go to Concourse Village. Ask people about me. I need you to go to 161st. Ask people about me. When you find people that know me, they'll tell you, nah, him be a bully? Nah, that was the nigga that when we had problems with niggas, we go talk to. How about that? They'll tell you all of the niggas that I grew up with that was in my clique, all of us was wild. But if you had a problem with one of those niggas, you came to me and to ask me, talk to them niggas. I was the opposite of, I don't even know how to explain it. When you go back to my neighborhood and you talk to people that, especially the people that's from the generation right behind me, they're going to tell you so many different stories about how I stuck my neck on the line for them for no reason whatsoever. I might have just be bumping into them all the way across town somewhere. And I'm sticking my neck. I'm by myself. I'm not with nobody. It's me. Those are the stories you're going to hear. You're going to hear girls talk about how they was places and their lives was in, they felt like they was in danger. And I pulled up. I just happened to be around. Niggas gonna, one of the things that you're going to hear about me is that nigga be everywhere, fam. He just be popping up. You just be doing some shit. And then the next thing you know, you see this nigga walking across the street by himself. That's the type of shit you're going to hear. That's why every time I get on here and I tell people about how fucked up Coney Island is, y'all don't understand how many of these niggas in the industry know me because we grew up around one another. Not know me from the internet, but know me because we grew up around one another. I'm talking about rappers. I'm talking about actors. I'm talking about politicians. I lived in Concourse Village. Congressmen and shit like that, families live there. Councilmen's families live there. Actors, basketball players, football players, families lived in Concourse Village. I was going to get more coffee, but my coffee is running out. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Anything y'all want to talk about? People are still popping up in my chat talking about I'm going to be getting evicted. How many years have they been saying that? So y'all still believe them? I'm just asking because they call me a liar, but they've been saying I'm going to get evicted for like the last 3 years. And they always say, you're going to get evicted next month. They've been saying that for the last 3 years. I tell you what, when they knock on my door with anything about an eviction, we're just going to call the federal government. And we're going to see. We're going to see. once again, shout out to the federal courthouse. A lot of amazing people work there, and it's just been a privilege. I don't know no other way to put it. It's just been a privilege. A lot of amazing people work there. It's been a privilege to be able to go somewhere and I'm dealing with adults that don't have mental health problems. You know, it's just amazing. I liked all of the courthouses I worked in. I was in this courthouse. They was like, yo, so which courthouse you like the best? It was like, yo, you should do your show in front of the building. He was like, don't worry, I got you. Nobody's going to be out here messing with you. Nigga said that. I stood outside waiting for them to send some homeless person or something like that in my direction just so I could point the rat bastard out. Look, this is what they be doing. I was waiting. I didn't do no show because I was waiting for somebody to come harass me. Shout out to Kanye. So somebody brought up Palestinians to Kanye, and he said, I got 14 kids dying every week in my city. Shout out to Kanye.
What'd you say? My thoughts on the Palestinians. I don't have enough information on that. I'm straight up from south side of Chicago, born in Atlanta. I don't have enough information. It's love for everybody, but don't pull me to that conversation. People, I got 14 kids dying every week in my city. I'm saying, so talk to me about that. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you, Kanye. Crazy and misinformed. What'd you say? My thoughts on the Palestinians. I don't have enough information on that. I'm straight up from south side of Chicago, born in Atlanta. I don't have enough information. It's love for everybody, but don't pull me to that conversation. I got 14 kids dying every week in my city. I'm saying, so talk to me about that.
First of all, that was TMZ, and second, they was trying to set him up so they could say that he was being anti-Semitic and attacking the Jews again. He ain't take the bait. That's what that was. They was trying to set him up. Like, yo, look, he's being anti-Semitic again. They were trying to fake generate something. You know what I'm saying? Like when people send homeless people to come try to fight me. If I avoid the conflict, I'm a pussy. If I hurt the person, then I'm a bully. You understand? Shout out to homegirl. I love when it's like Instagram models and shit like that I know personally and they doing well. Shout out to homegirl. She has stopped modeling for a little while. I'm good to see that she's getting back to it. And I love when our people model clothes and not just their naked body. So shout out to that. Yo, why this dude that run the Ukraine is busy over here with a Fendi shirt on? So this nigga is getting paid from Fendi right now to take a picture with the president. You do understand that's why he has the fucking Fendi shirt on, right? The CDC has announced a $5 million scholarship initiative as reparations for the family members of the 623 men affected by their syphilis study at Tuskegee almost 100 years ago. This is a step towards correcting an inexcusable violation of medical ethics, says the CDC. That's something. Top 10 sinners of all time. They got Kareem at 1, Wilt is 2, Bill is 3, Shaq at 4, Hakeem at 5, Moses Malone at 6, David Robinson at 7, Patrick at 8, George Mikan at 9, and Bill Walton at 10. First thing I want to say about this is thank you for acknowledging Moses Malone. Why don't we talk more about Moses Malone? I blame the people from Philly. I blame Philly. I blame Philly and I blame Dr. J. If Dr. J wasn't on some of those teams with Moses Malone, people wouldn't be accrediting some of the accolades that the Philadelphia Phillies received, Philadelphia 76ers got at that time, primarily to a Dr. J. Moses Malone was the best player in the league for a couple of years. How many MVPs do Moses Malone got? How many MVPs do Moses Malone have? 3.
According to NBA.com, since 1973-74, when the NBA began keeping offensive and defensive rebounds as separate categories, Malone is ranked first on the all-time list in offensive rebounds. Moses Malone was a 12-time All-Star and 3-time League MVP during his Hall of Fame career.
So basically, he's literally the reason in which why he's probably the reason why they have offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds separately. Just so we can be clear. 3-time MVP. Thank you. Somebody mentioning that guy. He doesn't get enough. He just doesn't get mentioned enough for me. I'm sorry. Fuck. Don't you hate when that happens? The screen just flipped. So Instagram did that thing. Monique is a gaslighter. I think a lot of the shit that Monique complained about is worth complaining about, but I think she a gaslighter. Oh, also shout out to I get celebrities that hit me in my DMs every once in a while for various different reasons. So I had one hit me the other day and I decided to share it with a couple of people. So it's wild that I get hit on my personal DM more than I get hit on my business DM. Like they actually watch the page and so that's kind of lit. That means that they hitting me for me. Having nothing to do with no business shit. Has everything to do with who I am. Hit me on my personal. Wrestlers, rappers. You know how many times people come in here and call me a liar about something, but I already sent the proof out to like 40 or 50 people. Anyway, is there anything that you guys want to talk about? I don't expect for anyone to actually comment back to me, so we're about to get ready to get out of here. But I will give you the option to ask you if there's something that you guys want to talk about. And then we're going to get up out of here. Oh, shit. I wasn't even over here on the Instagram side. I did not realize that. So when I'm doing Instagram, I have to literally have the Instagram chat open. Did not know that. I thought y'all would be able to comment and then I could see it on the other side, but that's not how it worked. All right. He said, what's the... Oh, yes, let's speak on the trial. It's everything the title is about, get money kicks. It's just that the video's been going on for quite some time, and we've talked about all of the topics already. So right now is the part of the show where generally we speak about whatever's up for discussion. But Fox 5, who I don't know if he's on both sides. Nah, he's just on IG at the moment. Fox 5 has just asked me a question, and I'm going to get into it. I'm trying to figure out a way to position this so I could see both feeds. So let's talk about the JMJ trial, the Jam Master J trial. So I left my book at home. So two things happened when I left my book at home. The first thing was this. I had a I'm a content creator doing content, fam. I don't understand what your question is. I'm a content creator doing content. Right now, we're talking about the Jam Master J trial. I have no idea what you're talking about or what you're trying to say or if you're trolling or not. I'm literally, there's a title. If you read the title, you'll know what we've been talking about. And I literally answered your question. And now you're asking me a question that doesn't necessarily pertain to anything. So I don't know how you expect for me to answer that. Or you just trying to, I don't know. Sometimes people just want to be smart. Sound smart. I don't. Shout out to the dude, though. Anyway, let me get these papers together real quick. We actually have a lot to talk about. We probably got another hour of the show to go now. Let me just get these papers together. Since I did not have my book, I didn't take as many notes as I would normally take, just so we could be clear. I would normally take a lot more notes than I actually took. Usually, any given day, I'm going to use about 20, 30 pages almost. As you can see, there's only 4 here. But also, just so we could be clear, the reason why there's only 4 pages is also because we had a lot of stuff that was going on that had no jury involved. But there is a large portion that I wasn't able to really write out. I'll tell you what it was, because I just didn't have the ability to, for whatever the reason is. But we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. I'm gonna come right back, and then we're gonna break down the Jam Master J trial. Is that cool? Be right back.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yo. No fake love, no fake love. 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 No. So don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. Give me my roses while I'm here. No fake love accepted, homie. If it's all real, make it clear. No, don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. After hating on me all year. No fake love accepted, brody. No, not over here. No fake love, no fake love. No fake love, no fake love. Real, recognize real. So many fakes and phonies amongst family members, lovers, and homies. They be right by your side for the ride when you're up. Soon as you slip, you end up lonely. Can't tell your friends from your enemies. So many frenemies with two-faced tendencies. Wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. They melt on you when you get more cheddar than them. No fake love, no fake love. So don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. Give me my roses while I'm here. No fake love accepted, homie. If it's all real, make it clear. No, don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. After hating on me all year. No fake love accepted, brody. No, not over here. Over here. No. No fake love, no fake love. No. No fake love, no fake love. Smile in my face and kick it with my ops. Cause deep in your heart you wanna see me in the box. And you know it's real niggas that'll rock off top. That bulletproof love don't stop. I represent the cream of the crop. They watch and they jock. Still don't wanna give me my props. So they scheme and they plot on my downfall. And even through all that, I still stand tall. No fake love. So don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. Give me my roses while I'm here. No fake love accepted, homie. If it's all real, make it clear. No, don't be crying at my funeral, nigga. After hating on me all year. No fake love accepted, brody. No, not over here. Over here. No. No fake love, no fake love. No. No fake love, no fake love.
Told you I got him. Man, it's love, it's all love. Yeah. You got that fun? It's love.
Yo, family, the Art of D Glass, and I'm back with another video. All right, Mr. Driller and Dig Dug is officially done, as you see on the table. Now, with that being said, what I need from you guys is to hit that like button. Leave your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the drawing. Hit the notification bell so you can be the first to click on the video and run them numbers up. And also, stop by and subscribe to my channel, The Art of D Glass. And just like that, I'm on to the next project.
Made a meal before the rich eat, no lacking, bitch, I'm sitchy like my bitch is yellow bone, ass fat, yeah, I'm picky, I'm the type to hit a bitch from the back like she Ricky, get her hair done, just to get some top, now it's frizzy, when I'm done, I just bust all on her face, left her sticky, flood the whole hood with work, shit, now everybody busy, when I make it, whole hood coming, everybody with me, I'm the type to pop out with that stick, like you watching Disney, put 2 O's in both sides of his V, now he drizzy, I be deep down in my feelings, like who really rocking with me, yeah, my trap booming, bitch, I got more 3-5s than Griffies, yeah, them purse real, give it 5 minutes, you be itching, man, I hate these hoes, all of them some bougie broke bitches, living rich records, bitch, we some cutthroat niggas, wanna be the game, gotta catch a body, no snitching, when I caught that case, it was just me, no code of fitness, how I change up, been acting like I don't know niggas, switching lanes up, no, this ain't that S550, switch my name up, yeah, but I'm the same old nigga, plain Jane's cool, yeah, but I like diamonds on my wrist, long list stack, still can't believe he independent, long lived hat, niggas know he shot stacks, killer, that's that get back, every time we spend our ops block, they heard that shit clap, everybody kick like 4Ks, that's a Kit Kat, bitch, I dropped a mint on the grill, that's a Tic Tac, I be fresh as fuck, all designer, but it's mismatched, tap in, I'm taxing for the sauce, yeah, I got that, bitch, don't ask me what I'm smoking on, cause it's that iPad, bullet got no name, but them shits hitting who I shot at, know his name ain't T.I., but we left that nigga top back, got them all waiting for the tape, they like drop that, when I'm in the A, they know my shit, I gotta pop that, thinking I can't fuck your bitch, nigga, boy, stop that, yeah, bitch, I'm Bugatti, you getting dropped if you not that, 731, I'm on the north side, where we my back, ops say they gon' slide, but they just talking like a podcast, fuck that yapping, drop the low, we pull up where they drop that, left a wet sign on they block, the way the game can't go and mock that.
BBN, we back. All right, so real quick, I'm just gonna I had to look over everything we're doing real quick, right? So first thing I want to say is this. I need it's hard for me to I need more colors. Like, I have no idea how I take y'all have no idea how I take notes. I definitely need more colors over here. As you can see, I don't have enough colors. I need to go get I think what I'm gonna do is in the future, I'm gonna make sure that I just get the colored pencils instead of the markers. So I think I'm gonna get the colored pencils in the future. Anyway, in any regard, this is day 8. First thing that happened was the judge was reprimanding attorneys for not introducing a motion earlier. So a thing happened. There is a witness that was supposed to take the stand. He took the stand yesterday. It was a witness. The witness's name is Aaron James. So he was taking the stand. So for whatever the reason is, the Washington team waited until the last minute to do their objections to what was in his statements. And just so we could be clear, many of the things that they were objecting to, they actually won. I'm not going to go over everything one by one because I had the time, but I didn't have enough paper because I forgot my damn book in order to be able to write everything down. But they were going pretty quick, so I wouldn't have been able to get everything for the most part, but I would have been able to get more than what I got. So in any regard, there was a witness that was taking a stand. The Washington team said that they had just got notice that the witness was taking a stand. I guess that's why they're trying to say that they gave the objections in so late. And the court is saying that they knew by last Thursday and they still ended up just giving it in like on that Monday. Like, that's insane. You knew at least 4 or 5 days ago. You could have given it to them then, but you didn't. They go on to say that basically the parts of the person's testimony that they have an issue with or that they perceive the individual is going to talk about is matters that were hearsay. So I want to explain something real quick. This person overheard a lot of communications because basically they were a taxi service that were that lived in the home of Big D's home where Little D lived. So they overheard a lot of shit. So they wanted to make sure that, testimony can't come. See, this is the problem. When y'all be out here talking to people in the street about why you don't like this person or that person, or why that person is supposed to hate that person and that person is supposed to hate that person, or whatever the case is, a lot of the things in which y'all use is subjective. A lot of the shit that y'all say to get people to hate and dislike other people are literally, sometimes they just don't be the truth. Somebody will tell a lie over there, then that person will tell a lie. Now the lie gets all the way back over here. Now it's not just a lie; it's a bigger lie than when the lie first was told. So they don't allow that in court, even though you guys in real life destroy good people's lives because of fucking lies. In court, you're not allowed to do that. Okay, court operates differently. You're not allowed to be like, well, you're not allowed to tell a person what to think. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. While out here on the street, if a person isn't allowed to tell you what to think, they, come up with different ways to try to manipulate you. They need to be able to tell you what to think. You understand? Anyway, so the judge basically says that they got the motion on Sunday. The judge was pissed. Judge Darcy Hall. Shout out to Judge the Honorable Judge Darcy Hall. She was pissed, rightfully so. She said she got the motion on Sunday, and she will go through each of the things now individually. Whereas if they would have gave her the motion previously, she would have been prepared and they could have did all of this. But now, since we're about to have this witness come up here right now, he's the first witness of the damn day. Now we got to take two hours to handle this shit because you didn't send it to me on fucking Sunday. If you send it to me on Sunday, we don't need 2 hours to take care of this shit. We're prepared. Anyway, in any regard. Doing it this way is problematic, not effective. This is what the prosecution is saying. because you know they don't want anything kicked out anyway. Anything that will elicit from the witness is in the 3,500. So what I understand the 3,500 to be basically is already information that the witness had already given, like at the deposition or whatever, right? So that's what I believe the 3,500 to be. Either it is that or something tantamount to that. In any regard, they're trying to say everything is in the 3,500. I'm not going to go through everything, but basically there were a lot of things that were excluded because it was perceived prejudicial. And remember, when people out here talking on the street and they trying to tell you why you should hate somebody, they like only saying prejudicial shit that ain't even true. Like, it's hard for me I don't want to say shit you can't prove, but shit that ain't true. Because when you say can't prove, it gives a different energy. Shit that ain't true. Anyway, so they go over the objections. The objections, there was like 20 objections, just so we could be clear. It was like 20 or 30. They go over all of those. They sort it out. Witness takes the stand. I got sticky notes. I got stuff over here. So, first thing I want to tell you is dude ain't even an American citizen. He's a foreign national, right? So he came over to America in the 80s. And sometime during the early 2000s, he got in trouble and they revoked his visa or whatever the case is. And they sent him home to Haiti. He's Haitian. So they sent him back to Haiti at some point because he got in trouble, like in 05 or some shit. 05 or 06. He get in trouble. They sent him back to Haiti. Something like that. Could have been 07. I'm not 100% sure the precise year. I probably wrote it down. The dude's 54 years old. Right now, he does real estate. When he described it in court, it's more like he's a homeowner and he rents in Haiti, which makes sense when you then hear about how his situation worked over here. Anyway. Oh, pardon me. This is not the migrant. This is another dude. My apologies. Everything else fits except for this isn't the migrant. This isn't the foreign national. He was the next guy. This is Sheikh. My apologies. I got my papers mixed up. So this is Sheikh. He's from America. I'll do the foreign guy first because I already set that up. So we'll do him first. Okay, so the foreign dude name was Cuban Bastion. CUBINBASTIEN. Only reason why I say that because when they were saying his name initially in court, I didn't know what the fuck they were saying. It didn't make sense. And I was like, oh. So this dude is 65 years old. He's Haitian. He came to America in 84 when he was 21. He initially lived in Miami when he came here, and then he moved to New York at some point. When he was living in Miami, he was working roofing, landscaping, and he did demolition. So he had a hard labor job. He had gotten a green card when he came over here. He actually came over here with his moms or some shit like that. Like, you know, he had family over here when he got over here. Also in the 90s, he started using heroin at one point or another. When he came to New York, he was 35 years old. He moves to Cambria Heights in Queens. I think that's how you say it. And then a year later, he moved to Hollis, right? He drove a taxi. He did not have a license. For everybody that don't know, during the 80s and 90s, people was just driving taxis, fam. You had a car, you was a taxi driver. People, you might not even be a taxi driver. You might just be stopped at the light and somebody hop right in your back fucking seat and be like, tell you a location. In any regard, pardon me. In any regard, that could happen. I'm just telling you. In any regard, he also worked at a printing company, apparently. He lived in the house. He rented from Big D for 9 months. That's how long he was his landlord. He was paying $300 a month. He says at the home that he lived at, Little D lived there with him. They had separate entrances. Little D lived in the basement. I'm telling you all of this so you can understand the testimony he's about to give. So they show the photos, yada yada. This is all stuff you don't need to know. This is in-court stuff. Also, his apartment, the window to the room that he was staying in, it wasn't an apartment, it was a room. The window to the room he was staying in faced the front of the house. That's important. Little D. So basically what happened was, and they got right to it, just so we could be clear. They got right to it. So basically what happened was Little D, at one point, they was driving in a car together because he used to drive Little D. He wasn't allowed to say where they was going or what they were doing. But once a week, in the weekend, he would always drive Little D to the city to do some shit. I'm guessing it was illegal because the prosecution didn't want them to talk about it. But whatever. It probably wasn't even illegal. What the fuck do I know? So he wasn't. Anyway, so while they was in the car, Little D allegedly said, I mean, it's testimony now. He said Little D said it. He will kill Jam Master Jay again. Basically, if he got the chance. Now, I just want to say something. Apparently, these dudes were not even allegedly, whether they did it or not, even if they didn't do it. If they didn't do it, they wanted people to think they did it. That's the best way I could say it. Because so many people are coming out and saying that they literally told them that they did it. So if they didn't do it, they wanted people to think that they did it. That's all I could tell you. He said Little D, and now when he was in the car, Little D was sitting in the passenger seat. He driving, his two homies is in the back, and Little D is talking to them about something, and they arguing over something or talking about something. You know how we talk, so he probably thought they was arguing, New Yorkers. And at some point, Little D said he'd kill him again if he get the chance. And I just want to add something. I want to be clear about something. I don't know if he said this, but let's say he said this for one moment, just for argument's sake. That's what the testimony is. The testimony is that he did say it. Y'all do understand that there's people out here that are just mad at you, fam. Like this nigga was just mad at Jam Master Jay. He was just mad at him. That doesn't mean Jam Master Jay did anything. Y'all be thinking just because somebody is mad at somebody that somebody had to have done something. This nigga said he'd kill him again. Jam Master Jay didn't do anything wrong, as far as I can tell, from the testimony in the court. We're going to find out more when the defense gets an opportunity to call their witnesses. But from all the testimony in the court, from everybody that went up there, and I'm going to explain this to you, there's been at least like 4 people that were subpoenaed. So there's at least 4 people that don't even want to be there. And they're busy saying, this dude was a great guy. And then when you hear about his actual finances that they go over, he was going in debt because he was paying for all his friends. He was going in debt because he was paying for all of his friends. And then they killed him because he ran out of money, allegedly. Just something to think about when y'all out here helping people hate on another nigga that ain't did nothing to you. Just something to think about. Because imagine all the people that would help them hurt Jam Master Jay. Jam Master Jay didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing at all but try to look out for his people. the best way that he knew how. Anyway, he says, and a whole nother occurrence. Now, besides the time him and dude was driving to the city, he said this. He said a whole nother time, Lil D was in front of the house arguing with some chick. And while him and the chick is arguing, he allegedly says, I do to you what I did to him. Oh shit, I accidentally banned Florida State bullies. That was an accident. Ah shit. Ooh, good thing I noticed that. Let me go apologize to the brother. That was an accident, fam. The fuck is going on? Why can't I see none of my comments now? I unbanned the dude and now I can't see no comments? Hold on, give me 1 second. So this whole entire time I'm busy looking over here. But I'll just refresh the page. See that? Well, I'll pull up another page. I haven't been doing live streams in a while, okay? I'm a little rusty. Let me apologize to this guy for banning him. That was definitely an accident. I did not do that on purpose. I went to go ban the other guy and I accidentally banned him. Sorry about that. All right, get back to what we're talking about. So just so we could be clear, the state has brought up multiple people that have said that they heard Washington admit to the crime. And now this is somebody that they're bringing up saying that Jordan admitted to the crime on multiple occasions. He said Little D was outside and he witnessed him from his room. The window was wide open. I witnessed him doing this. He said, pardon me, in 2021, he did receive funds from the government while in the Dominican. So apparently, he had to go to the Dominican in order to be able to talk to the government for whatever the reason is. I don't know if he kept going in transit or if he went and stayed there. I don't have the slightest idea. But I believe what had happened was while he was in the Dominican, which he did not live, I believe the government was paying for him to be there. I don't think the government was paying for him to be in Haiti. He lives in Haiti. His family's in Haiti. I believe the government was paying for him to be in the Dominican. And this is the part that I don't get. I don't understand why they didn't explain this. Because if what I'm saying is correct, and the government was just paying for him to be able to be in a place for them to be able to contact them, they are supposed to do that. If he was in Haiti, and because of the Haiti-American relations right now, it made it like almost impossible for them to go interview him, communicate with him, so they move them somewhere where they can be able to do those things, then yeah, they should fucking pay for it. Why should he have to pay for it? He probably doesn't even want to testify. So he was given the special privileges or whatever, yada, yada, yada. He said, then they said, do you want to stay in America? Because apparently, obviously, the defense was going to say he's doing all of this so he could come back to America. Nigga was like, man, my family is in Haiti. Remember, he's been stuck in the Dominican. So he hasn't been able to see his kids. He hasn't been able to see his family, whoever he's married to, because he's in the Dominican and they in Haiti. And this has been going on since 2021. So I don't know, like I said, whether he just lived in the Dominican or whether he traveled. But it sounds like he was living there. Then the defense attorney Diaz came up and obviously had to try to discount what the dude is saying. But it was probably just much, much better. It was probably just much, much better, just so we could be clear. If they probably didn't even question him. There was nothing to ask him. I guess they probably thought they were going to make him look bad. But this is the thing I keep trying to tell people. People with good hearts respond differently when you tell somebody has a hardship. You see, when you tell somebody that don't have a good heart that somebody has a hardship, they're going to laugh. They're going to want to be like, yeah, I'm ready to, hurt them, help you do whatever evil you want to do to these people. But when you speak to a person that has a good heart and they're like, this individual is going through hardship, they're going to want to help them. They're going to want to know, what could we do? Get it? This is why I keep trying to tell you, the people that's giving me problems in Coney Island, these people, they are evil. They're not misled. They're literally bad people. People are going up to these individuals and lying to them, but they're lying to them and saying shit like, I got a mental health disorder. They're lying to them and telling them shit like, oh, he gonna get evicted. So you think I'm gonna get evicted and you're not trying to help me not get evicted? So you think that I don't have food in my house, but you're not trying to help me get food? You think that's a reason to make jokes? And you think that's a reason to hate a nigga? You think it's a reason to hate a nigga because he hungry? You think it's a reason to hate a nigga because he might be homeless? How can you even associate with an individual that will want to hurt a person because that person is about to become homeless? How could you want to associate with a person that laughs at a person that's about to be homeless? How could you want to associate with a person that's laughing at somebody because they don't have no food? Like, how is any of those things funny? I need an explanation. These same people are going to say police brutality at the same time whenever they see a police officer doing anything, even when they're doing something inside of their job, the scope of their job. So that's what I'm going through. Just so we could be clear. These people are evil. I haven't done anything to anyone also, just so we could be clear. I haven't even thought about doing anything to anyone. So I don't want to hear, he was thinking I wasn't. I talk about that girl at the that work at that store. I talk about her. You don't see me going and trying to pick her up or nothing. I spoke to her the other day. She spoke to me in a manner like she just preferred for, she didn't, care for me none. So I unfollowed her. I'm never going to speak to her again. I don't hate her. I'm not mad at her. What up, Manzi? I don't hate her. I'm not mad at her. You don't care for me. Why would I want to be around you? That don't make sense. So I spoke to her the other day. She let me know that she really does not like my company. I said, okay. It's not even that big of a deal, ma. I didn't like you because you were pretty. I liked you because I thought you had a good heart. So that hit different. You understand? That hit different. I wasn't out here talking about, oh man, she's so gorgeous. Oh man, I want to have sex. No, I was out here telling you, yo, I think this girl got a good heart. Yeah, she's pretty, but there's tons of pretty women out there. I just thought she had a good heart. And that was the thing that was attracting me to her. Then she was just, you know, as far as I know, maybe she does have a good heart, but maybe that heart isn't for me. So, yeah, you don't really care for me. I would hate for you to think like I'm doing anything to you. So I'll just unfollow you. And if I see you, don't worry. I'll never talk to you. And I want you to go be happy. And I'm not wishing no bad on you. That's insane. In any regard. So the defense goes and talks to this guy. I do not know why the defense asked him anything. I guess they just wanted to look busy. So I'm leaving court before I even tell you what happened here. I'm leaving court. And a family member come up to me, a friend or a family member come up and ask me about that specific thing. They want more questions asked, and they didn't think the defense was working hard enough, I'm guessing. And I had to explain to them. Sometimes there's a witness up there and you can only hurt your client. So you don't talk to that guy. You don't question a fucking witness that can only hurt your client. You go find a witness that you want to look busy. I get it. But you don't go ask the witness questions that could only hurt your client. Why do you think the people that lie about who I am don't want anybody to come try to find out? Why do you think when people tell you a lie about somebody, one of the main things they tell you is don't go talk to the person? You think an honest person would tell you something about a person and then say, don't go talk to them about that? Think an honest person would do that? I'm just, spitballing because that doesn't sound like honesty. In any regard, McConnell was the dude that was interviewing, that was talking to the homeboy, by the way. It was McConnell. That was talking to the dude from the other country. So now I'm about to tell y'all about something that is the next thing. They're just, at this point, there's a lot going on against these two men. So I want to clap it up for everybody that comes to the court and show support for them. Because it has to be pretty difficult to be in court and listen to some of the things that's being said about their loved one. It has to be pretty difficult. Just saying what it is, man. It has to be pretty difficult. Because I'm just going to be honest with you. Unless these people are just getting up there lying, these niggas was broadcasting this shit to anybody that'll listen. Unless these niggas was lying. Unless every person that got up there and said they told me that they did it, unless they're just lying, these niggas was walking around broadcasting to the whole, anybody that'll listen, that they killed Jam Master Jay, and they were proud of it. I'm glad that I switched the order of the witnesses. Matter of fact, the 3 witnesses took the stand. I should tell you what the final witness said and then tell you what the first guy said. The first guy they brought up on the stand said. I should tell you what the final one said. So we're going to do the final one. I agree. I report them all the time because somebody else helped me report them. Can you go to any video that they put up where I'm, you know, I went through whatever I went through and tag that video as a suicide video? Can you go do that for me? Can y'all just, every single time y'all see them playing my content, which is every video, can y'all go on that video and report it? Because me reporting it ain't doing as much. But they got people mass flagging me. So can y'all just go report that? Because that's shit that's actually happening. They have people over there helping them. My help, I got, shout out to Gotti, shout out to BW, shout out to My Muscle Music, shout out to Big Malo, the Malo, shout out to, there's a couple of others, but they specifically don't want their names mentioned. But shout out to them. Shout out to the motherfuckers that just been hitting me up like, yo, Frost, yo, sending me a dub. Yo, Frost. Shout out to them niggas. Shout out to the nigga that hit me up a while back and was like, yo, I don't know if you need it, but here. Shout out to them. Shout out to Mike Jones. That's a fact. Salute, the super producer. But we shouting people out for a different reason right now. But definitely shout out to the super producer. Right now, we shouting out people that's going into their bank accounts and then pulling it up into my bank account. Just so we could be clear, Mike Jones isn't doing that, but he's an extraordinary individual. I love him. I love Philly. All right? If I was living in Philly, I wouldn't be going through what I'm going through over here. I wouldn't. If I was living anywhere, I wouldn't be going through this. You understand? Anywhere. Anyway, I want to get back to what we're talking about, if you don't mind. A salute. So, we're going to go over the last witness first, just so we can be clear. But I do want to say shout out to the mofos that just, my nigga, shout out to the mofos that just hit me up sometimes and buy me lunch, fam. I've had niggas just hit me up and send me money for dinner, fam. And I don't even always need it. But when it happens, it helps my heart. Like, I don't even always need it, fam. But when that shit happened, like, you don't understand. Like, that makes me feel like, you know, there's a tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, people care. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of the people that's working with me behind the scenes. Shout out to all the opportunities that's coming. Shout out to the federal court building we working out of right now. They treating me like they want me to continue to work in the building. I'm getting so much love from so many different people, and I'm being treated like a fucking person. I don't need to be treated like a star. I don't need to be treated no different than anybody else. I just want to be treated like a person. So shout out to that shit. That being said, let's get back to our content. So I'm going to do the last person first, and then we're going to go to the first person. The last person was Lisa Faber. It's just a DNA expert, just so we could be clear. And she took DNA off of one of the hats. And this is super short. She ain't really say much. But I think that they had her to set up testimony later down the line. She didn't really say much. She just basically talked about the DNA that was on two hats. I believe they're going to say one of the DNAs at some point or another. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to say that the DNA belongs to little D, because that's basically what it seems like. Just me, the narrative has been that one of the hats has little D's DNA on it, and the other hat is Jam Master J's. That's the perception I'm getting. I'm not 100% sure. I can be wrong. All right, so let's go to the first person. Told you I was quick. So let's go to the first person. The first person that was interviewed, name is Aaron James. He's a drug dealer, or was a drug dealer. So why is this guy being interviewed and why is this important? This guy knows about the drug dealing that was allegedly going to be going on between Washington and Jam Master Jay. And also, just so we could be clear, they're saying that this is actually the impetus. The government is saying that this is the impetus for his murder. Because allegedly, and I'm going to tell you what the testimony is, but I'm going to say this first. Allegedly, Washington fucked the money up. He had 10 keys on consignment. A key at that time is going for anywhere between $1,800 to $24K for a key, $25K for a key, anywhere between there. He fucked up 10 of them bitches. Allegedly. Or he fucked up some, and the deal they're talking about specifically involved 10 keys. Is that the best way to put it? So real quick, Aaron James, I'm not going to read all of his stats like I do for most people because he was an actual drug dealer. So I'm not going to list all of his stats, even though I wrote it down. So I'll just say the stuff that's relevant. He's 54 years old. He does real estate now. He used to be a basketball player. And he went by the name Shake. I think I know this nigga. Anyway, he spent time in Hollis, Queens. He's not from Hollis, Queens. He basically spoke to Jay every day. He said that they had a big brother type energy. Basically, what happened, big brother type friendship. Basically, what happened is he met Jam Master Jay when he was about 15 to 16 years old in about 84 or something like that, 84, 85. And at the time that he met him, he was already into drugs. He was already dealing drugs or whatever. But they met playing basketball. He says that that he knows Lydia Hayes. He met Jam Master Jay through some of Jam Master Jay's friends because they went to go play basketball. He said he knew Lydia Hayes. They called her Lulu. And they showed him a picture of Randy Allen. He said he knew him as Jam Master Jay's business partner. They showed him a picture of Tony Racon. He says that he said that he knew Washington by a street name. They showed him a picture of Washington. He said he knew him by Tenard. He said that he knew Big D. He knows that Big D's oldest son is Noid. That's what he knew Little D by, the name Noid. They showed him a photo of Little D also. He recognized him, and a profile shot recognized him. Then he said they showed him Jay Bryant. He did not know who Jay Bryant was. Now, the reason why I think that is important is, just so we could be clear, is because Jay Bryant is supposed to be the third part of this whole thing, right? And he's also not in this trial. He's going to have a whole separate trial. And they separated the trial, so that was interesting. In any regard, he said he sold drugs between 85 and 2002. He said after the thing happened with Jam Master Jay, basically is when, he stopped selling drugs or whatever the case is. He used to sell cocaine. He said he used to buy it for at 18. He said with, you could turn up to like 20K if you, just selling it. If you sell it yourself, if you're not just like reselling or whatever the case is. He's discussed the drug business with Jam Master Jay. He said at some point Jam Master Jay came to him and just started asking him about the drug business. He said in 93, 92, he became aware of Jam Master Jay selling drugs. He came to him. He started asking him about it. He needed money. Now, once again, Jam Master Jay needed money because he had a lot of tag-alongs. Washington and a lot of others, because there was people that literally said, he took care of them. And you got to love people that take care of you, fam. Whenever somebody helps you out, remember, they taking out of their own mouth. Whenever anybody do something for you monetarily, they taking out of their own mouth. How do you not show love to those people? Like, I'm gonna give you a great example. So showing love to somebody doesn't mean allowing for them to be disrespectful to you. Showing love to somebody means appreciating their presence and trying to magnify their existence. That's what showing love to somebody is. All right? It's not when they insult you, you accept. No, you should have your boundaries. There's nothing wrong with boundaries. And how can you have self-respect if you allow for people to disrespect you without, being okay with it? Like, how can you have self-respect? I'm just going to hang around all the people that just want to disrespect me all the time so I could constantly be disrespected. Like, what in the fuck, fam? How is that a thing? And then he record. He said selling drugs really wasn't Jam Master Jay's thing, though. What his thing was running music. So basically, he's like, yo, look, Jam Master Jay really wasn't a drug seller, fam. He said he ain't know what he was doing. This is not really his thing. He makes music. So basically, when and this is the way I accepted it, he was giving him tips or instructions or help, making sure that his shit, whenever he had a drug dealer problem, he'd go up to him and ask him. They spoke all the time, and he'll give Jam Master Jay whatever the best advice he can on the subject. At least that's the way it was interpreted to me. I don't know any particular instance where Jam Master Jay took his advice. But just because somebody is giving you advice doesn't mean you have to take it. And just because you did something after somebody gave you advice that seems different than the advice that they gave them, it doesn't mean that the advice that they gave you didn't help you with the decision that you made. You understand? The problem is often people want you to do exactly what they say, when in reality, you should take what works and throw away what don't. Anyway, works for you. He was present when Jam Master Jay received the drugs, and he also asked Jam Master Jay to put him onto a supplier. So, dude that we're talking to right now, Aaron James, he was with Jam Master Jay at least one time when Jam Master Jay got the drugs, and he asked Jam Master Jay, "Yo, could you put me onto your connect?" Basically, put me onto the guy that's getting you the shit. He communicated with Unc and Unc's associates. That's the dude from Baltimore that he was getting the shit from. So he put him on the Unc, apparently. He says that he has been at JMJ Studios. He said before 2002, he saw Noid in Jam Master Jay Studios. He says he asked hold on. Okay, he says he asked basically Little D had asked James what was a key going for. And when he asked James what a key was going for, Jam Master Jay was standing right there. Then Noid asked James to ask Jam Master Jay to put him on. Jam Master Jay eventually gave him one key to go sell so he could see how he, how well he, see his skills or whatever. James said that Jam Master Jay talked to him about drugs, and he said Tenard, he would see Tenard in the studio with Little D when he would come through. Just so we could be clear, he lived in a whole nother state at this time, I believe. And he just, wherever he was working at, I guess. And he, didn't come through the studio, but like 6 times he came to New York like 6 times a year. He said he probably came to the studio like 3 or 4 times or some shit. He goes on to say, Jam Master Jay said he gave Tenard drugs and he messed it up. So Jam Master Jay told him that he gave Tenard drugs and he messed it up. Once again, Jam Master Jay was killed because allegedly over drugs. Remember, we've been hearing this for the longest. So now you're trying to tell me the dude that messed up the drugs in the first place is the dude that's alleged, that's on trial for the murder? I'm not saying he did the murder. I'm saying the dude that messed up the drugs in the first place is on trial for the murder. Also, I want to add, after Jam Master Jay died, Unc said all of his debts are settled. It hit him too. Just so we could be clear. I think Unc is Jakim, And if Unc is Yakim, Yakim told him don't deal with Washington. He told him Washington was bad. He still dealt with him. Sometimes we got to learn the hard way. Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. I didn't mean for that to sound callously. Jam Master Jay said he gave Little D an ounce. See how he could try him out. He also said that Jam Master Jay, he never observed them with drugs, Little D, and Tenard. So even though, he's hearing they're gonna get drugs or had drugs or whatever the case is, he never observed them with drugs himself. He says Jam Master Jay told him he had a line on 100 keys, but there was a drought, so he was only able to get 10. He planned on setting up shop with Yakim, Little D, and Tenard in Baltimore. He says Jam Master Jay. Tenard allegedly messed up some drug money. Tenard was known in Baltimore for dealing. Tenard had recently got home and from doing a bid. So Tenard, before he started working with Jam Master Jay, he just came home from doing a bid. He already had got work. He was working in Baltimore before. Yakim said Yakim said he'd kill him when he see him. Jam Master Jay should have just rang a bell when he said that. Not for nothing. He said, and Tenard allegedly messed up the drugs that eventually allegedly is the reason why Jam Master Jay is dead. I write notes for myself that I don't even say on the live, just so we could be clear that y'all know guys never hear. For everybody that don't understand why I'm putting all these post-its everywhere, and I'm not telling y'all I only told y'all what's on one of them. Oh, I will say this. There was a point where they're interviewing this particular witness, where he's testifying. And I don't even know how to put this. Basically, he broke down on the stand when he was asked about the day that Jam Master Jay died. Now, I'm about to recount it in here, most likely, because that's probably what's coming up next. But what had happened was, remember I told you about that plane ticket that was in his pocket? He was with Jam Master Jay on the day Jam Master Jay died. Jam Master Jay flew back to New York that very same day. So he was, wherever this dude was, flew back to New York on that very same day. So when they asked him about that day, because he was with him on that day, dude just started breaking down on the stand. And he's a big dude. He looked like he about 6'5", 6'6". He looked like he might be about 370. Like this, though. It's fat there, but you could tell at one point he was about 350, 370. Like, dude is big. About 6'5". Breaking down on the stand. Can't buy that type of publicity. It goes on to say, hold on. All right, good. All right. All right, I'll leave that there. So he goes on to say, Jam Master Jay told him that he can make more money in Baltimore, and it was wide open out there. So basically, that's what he was telling him. He never told him what went wrong with the deal. So something happened in Baltimore, but he never really told the Aaron James guy. He never told him what went wrong. He just said something went wrong. Was with Jam Master Jay days before the murder, playing video games and talking about getting movies. So Jam Master Jay was literally hanging out with him days before the murder. Then he flew home and died that same day. So there's no telling how dude feel. They were in Chicago, by the way. He says, some called Jam Master Jay, and he said while he was on the phone, remember, this is the same day. They was playing Madden, I guess, because they was playing video games. Somebody called Jam Master Jay, and he could hear that person on the phone yelling at Jam Master Jay while Jam Master Jay was yelling at him. Right? He says, then Jam Master Jay hung up. But they did hear, but what he did hear was Tenard's voice inside of the argument. He said the day he came back to New York City is the day he got killed. He said he spoke with Unc after JMJ was murdered, and Unc said he was in shock and said whatever JMJ owed him, it was over. He said during the interviews, JMJ was not a drug, or they asked him, because they had asked this dude previously about the whole drug angle, and he kept saying Jam Master Jay didn't sell drugs. But he said that because he was trying to, like, you know, protect his legacy. The defense goes on to start questioning him now. Diaz is an attorney for Jordan. He says, he says, yo, how do you get the name Shake? And he said, yo, you serious? He said, you serious? You want me to answer that? Whole court start laughing. He said, basketball. So when you're an attorney, you're not supposed to ask questions you don't know the answer to. It's too risky. You know how I told y'all sometimes you don't question a guy because there's no information that we can get from this person that's going to help our client. All we could do is help the prosecution. So we're not going to talk to him. We're just going to say no questions, Your Honor. But for whatever the reason is, they decided to talk to this guy. I thought it was a bad move. I just want to be clear. Before I tell you what was said, I thought it was a bad move in court. When the guy got up to testify him, I think I threw my hands up. Like, what the fuck? I'm being honest with you. I'm in the back writing, and then the dude said he wanted to question him. And me hearing the testimony that he just gave to the prosecution, why would you want to talk to this guy? There's nothing that you could get out of this guy that could help your client. I don't get it. Anyway, you got to do something. You just got to find other places to be busy. That's all I could think of. Because you want to look busy. You don't want to look like you're not doing nothing. Also, after hearing the family members when I was leaving, you know, sometimes they're just trying to make the people happy that's paying them. You know, you don't look like you're working. Sometimes not talking to the witnesses work. Anyway, he said he got the name Shake from playing basketball. As soon as that happened, I said, this is going to go downhill from here. He said he sold drugs in 85 to 82 for 17 years. Then he asked him how much a kilo costs. He said, how long have you been selling drugs? And he asked him, how much does a kilo cost? He said at that time, it was between 18 to 23. He said he met JMJ in the mid 80s while he was a drug dealer. He said JMJ was his best friend. Why are we meeting so many people that believe Jam Master Jay to be their best friend, even though most likely they weren't his? You do know somebody could be your best friend, and at the same time, their best friend could be someone else. I think a lot of people can't live with that. I think a lot of times, like, if you my best friend, if I'm your best friend, you got to say you my best. I think a lot of people subscribe to that notion. I don't think that's fair. Are you doing best friend shit? Are you being a best friend? Or are you just monopolizing the individual's time? Because there's a difference. Anyway. So the guy tried to make it seem like you wanted to be a rapper, right? He's like, Stan, you know, basically he tried to make him look like he was a tag along. You get it? So he was like, you want to be a rapper, right? That's why you're doing this, because you wanted to. J was selling you dreams, you know, just making up shit. I just thought this was a terrible cross. I just think that he hurt his client more than he could have possibly helped his client. I think that this is a witness that you just stay away from. That's just my opinion. Anyway, he said hanging out with rappers wasn't good for his image. He's one of, I didn't hear him say that he got arrested or did any jail time. All of the dudes that was hanging out with rappers back then, the majority of them either got killed or did jail time. So I didn't hear him say he did jail time. He said he sold from 85 to hold on. He said he sold drugs from 85 to 02. So that means he was free, right? I mean, he didn't get locked up. He didn't say I was selling drugs from 85 until 90, and then I got locked up, and then I got back out in 92, and then he didn't say that. He said he was selling drugs from 85 to 02. So that means, yeah, I am pretty sure he was not trying to be hanging out with the rappers. He was not trying to be a tag along, because that's bringing too much attention to him and putting him in the eyes of the authorities. So he doesn't want to do all of that stuff. Just saying. But they tried to make him look like that. And I think it hurt them. Anyway, he says he did not hang out with any rappers. So besides J, he didn't hang out with any rappers. More proof that J was a real friendship. So just so we could be clear, this attorney gets up there and asks the witness questions, and all of the responses actually helps the prosecution. And I believe the reason why he went up there and asked questions is because their family members is like, yo, why ain't you asking this? Why ain't you asking that? Now, could they be working harder? Maybe. I don't know. But working smarter is usually the better option. Says between 01 and 02, he came to New York to visit. He said JMJ about 6 times. 3 out of those times he visited the studio. He says Lydia was never in the studio when he got there. He said that there was a Netflix documentary talking about this case. Just so we could be clear, if I was the defense attorney, one of the number one things that I would do is have put up an objection, basically got some paperwork together to make it so that nobody could ever bring in the Netflix documentary. Because we don't want some overzealous juror going home watching the fucking Netflix documentary. I haven't even seen it. And I know if you are one of the people who are being prosecuted, you would prefer if the jury does not go watch the damn documentary. This is about the 3rd or 4th time they mentioned the documentary in the trial, fam. I don't know if I'm dumb or these guys are just fucking up left and right. I don't know what to tell you. I just thought that was a bad idea. I know they mean well. I just think that was bad. Okay, this was for this. Okay, that's a whole nother thing I can't talk about. There's like a lot of shit that the jury isn't allowed to hear. I don't talk about any of that stuff. So that was bananas. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I think the families are putting pressure on their defense attorneys. Maybe right. Pardon me. Maybe rightfully so, because this is what I think is happening. Before I finish this, let me tell you what I think is happening. What I think is happening is this. They see all of the evidence that is coming out against their family member, and it's causing them anxiety. And then they are then leaning on the attorneys for the accused, and then they're causing anxiety to the attorneys for the accused. So now these guys is doing any old thing to make the family happy instead of doing the, and the client, instead of doing the things that can hopefully get the individual off. Now, I've seen a ton of things that I think are bad ideas, just so we can be clear. A shitload of things I think are bad ideas. I don't always tell y'all because we haven't been having consistent shows on this, but I've seen quite a few things I thought was bad ideas. Allowing for this Netflix documentary shit to keep coming up is one of the worst. Anyway, what happens when one of the jurors don't even go watch the Netflix documentary, but one of their family members do and have the nerve to fucking tell them about it? What happened then? I don't know what people be thinking. Maybe they're in fear that the people they already saw it. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, he's a okay. He says, new Little D was Jam Master Jay's godson. Yes, Little D, one of the accused, is Jam Master Jay's godson. He said he never saw Little D with any drugs. He said he's a convicted drug dealer. This is Little D's Jordan, that's his name, attorney, by the way. He says, they said, and this is another thing that don't make sense. So they asked him about his testimony and why he's here at this time. And I guess they tried to make it seem like he's testifying because he's trying to avoid prosecution. The nigga got subpoenaed, fam. I don't know if he's dealing drugs now, but he dealt drugs before previously. They subpoenaed him. The last thing he wants for them is to try to look for a reason for them to be mad at him. I don't really got a choice. I got to show up. Even if I don't want to testify. You know how much shit they might have on me that they might be able to just pull out the woodwork and then I'm screwed over? Just saying. In any regard. He said he first met with law enforcement to address this case in 2018. They met twice in the same year. At that time, though, he never mentioned Little D talking about drugs. And they never mentioned Little D talking about drugs at that time. He said he owned a shoe store. Then they tried to say like he was hard up for money or some shit. Say he owns a shoe store. And he has shoes dedicated to the memory of Jam Master Jay. Then they tried to ask him another question. There was a whole big objection. Niggas got shut down immediately. And then this is how you talk to a witness that you are not allowed to question, because if you question them, you hurt your damn client. I believe it was Kelman that came up and did this. No, it wasn't Kelman. It was the other dude. I forgot his name. I wrote it down somewhere. Anyway, came up and asked one question. Right? Right? It still hurt them. Don't get it confused. But asked one question, got an answer that wasn't good, and said no more questions. I'm going to tell you what the answer is in a second. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have talked to this guy at all. At all. There is nothing that you can get out of this guy that can help your client. They're forcing his testimony. He doesn't want to be there. He's a career criminal that apparently he's never been caught. So he doesn't really want to have any problems with the government. He don't want them trying to dredge up some old fucking mistakes he's done made. He don't want them looking into what the fuck he's doing now. If he's doing it, even if he ain't doing nothing. Your clients don't know this person. So there's no real intel. Imagine if I have to get on the stand. I get subpoenaed, or maybe I just take the stand. I don't know. Whatever the case is, I might be happy to go fucking, you don't never know. So I get on the stand and imagine how it would be when the person that's going up against me decide, they probably watch that channel that hate on me. So they go and they're just asking me questions based around all of that bullshit over there. They're going to get killed. Didn't you do? No, I didn't. But that's a lie. I have actual proof it's a lie. How do you think it's going to happen when they bring up 3 or 4 things that I allegedly did and then all of those things aren't true? How do you think their client is going to look? So this is what you have to take in mind about asking people questions that can't give you any information that can help your client. You want to look busy, but don't be stupid. The person went up there and asked one question. You want to know what the answer was? The answer was JMJ gave Tenard drugs to sell when Tenard messed it up. Said no more questions. I'm probably making it sound more dramatic than it was. But I wouldn't be surprised if they asked the question because the family is busy like, y'all niggas ain't doing enough. Doing enough for what? What are we not doing enough of? This person that I'm currently representing, whether it's Mr. Washington or Mr. Jordan, have witnesses coming up on the stand against them that are recanting stories where they told them and others that they did the crime. What do you expect for your attorney to do when the attorney is questioning these people? Like, what do you expect them to do? Did these guys think that either those people are never gonna, like, what did they expect them to do? I'm suspecting that they're gonna call the girlfriend at some point that he said this to also. I'm suspecting. If she's still around to be gotten to. So they have multiple witnesses that are saying that both of the defendants have taken responsibility at one time or another for this particular situation. What do you really want the lawyers to do? And how mad are you going to be if the lawyers can't get them out of this trouble? Real question. Like, how mad are you going to be? I think that's the thing that people don't be getting. I get it. You want your guy off. I get it. Don't get that confused. I get it. But how can you get your guy? How could these lawyers realistically get somebody off that's been confessing all over the world? That were proud of killing a man that was giving them everything that he had, going into debt, $250,000 of debt. And then you kill him. And $250,000 in debt isn't even accounting for the drug money. So he was probably almost $1 million in debt from the streets, and you kill him. Allegedly. If these guys are convicted of this, and this is not me trying to be mean, cruel, or anything like that, I don't see them ever coming home. I don't see them ever coming home. That's just my opinion. If they get convicted of this, this is over. See, the problem when you lie about a good person and call them a bad person is when that person die, all of their good deeds bubble up to the top. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? When that person die, like when I die, you know how many people is gonna come out the woodwork and talk about things that I did that enrich their lives? And I'm not talking about this internet shit. I'm talking about like from when I was a teenager. You know how many people is gonna come out the woodworks and talk about all the things I did that enrich their lives? You're gonna have people from multiple different cities, multiple different states. That's a legacy. That's why I refuse to move from Coney Island until this problem is fixed. One way or the other. I'm fine with either way, just so we can be clear. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. The fuck?
How you keep a man happy for 45 years?
They asked some old woman on stage What did she do to keep a man happy for 25 years? She got up and whispered to the old other lady, and she moved her mic and then realized the other lady had a mic pinned to her, and she whispered to her, suck his dick. So I want to say something about these older women that actually have been married for multiple different years. Why don't y'all women ever listen to them? Why do y'all women only listen to the women? And this is a real question. Why do y'all women only listen to the older women that don't have a husband? Why do y'all? I'm curious on this. I'm really curious about this. Like, why are those the ones y'all listen to? I'm curious. Like the women that got husbands and families and been doing well and y'all don't listen to them, but y'all listen to the woman that only has failed relationships. When I was growing up, I had, and so y'all can understand a little bit where I am. I had particular family members and stuff like that. I'm not speaking about them specifically because I do understand some shit is just horseplay. And one of the things that was always being discussed is, yo, we gonna fuck these bitches. You know what I'm saying? So it was always about sex, never about relationships. So I never got into these conversations. Like these were not conversations for me. So while I'm sitting there and I'm listening to them having these conversations, all I could think about in my head is like, this isn't what I'm striving for in life. Like I didn't get what I wanted in life. What I wanted was a wife and a family. I didn't get that. It's fine, it's cool, it is what it is. But my whole life, that's what I wanted. I never wanted to have bang as many broads as possible. Like I never wanted that. Like every single, and I'm just gonna throw out a percentage. I'm not even gonna say because at least 99% of the females that I had sex with, let's say 98, I would have had a relationship with them given the opportunity. I literally have only had sex with about 3 females in my life that I would have not have married. Literally about 3 that I would not have married. I generally do not have sex with a woman or even try to have sex with a woman if I can't look at her and see her as a wife and a mother. So if I can't look at you and see that wife or that mother in you, I'm just not attracted. If I look at you and I don't think you care about your health, I'm not attracted. One of the most attractive things to Kendra, when I was with Kendra, one of the most attractive things about her to me is that she cared about the way she looked physically. She worked out, she exercised. She cared about the way she looked physically. That was one of the most attractive things to me. To other people, it might not be the same. Maybe other people, they don't care how the woman looks as much, But I think that when you care about the way you look now, I don't have to worry 10 years down the road, you not caring about how you look. I'll care about how I look too. We're going to keep this straight. I'm not asking you to do nothing I'm not doing. But I am 100% one of those people that care about how I look. Why would I go date somebody that don't care about how she looks? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be a dick. I don't think that makes sense. I care about how I look, but I'm going to go, get involved with somebody that don't care about how they look. And then y'all complain when she has a kid and then her body changes. That's called nature. You should have got with somebody that cared about how they look, because all of that exercising and working out that she was doing before she got pregnant, that shit is going to help her snap back after she has the kid. Not trying to be a dick, just saying what it is. A lot of y'all want y'all woman to go on a diet, but you won't eat healthier. One of the dopest things that happened to me when I was with Kendra is I started eating healthier. One of the things that she used to make all of the times that actually I need to start making myself was lime water. Just water with a little bit of with lime and a little bit of sugar, just enough that it ain't bitter. For people that don't understand why this is important, citrus has alkaline in it. We need alkaline. She put me onto a lot of healthy things that I will always be thankful for. These are just facts, man. I'm not saying you have to have the best body in the world, but I want you to care. That's all. I don't expect for you to look like you a fucking centerfold. I don't expect for you, because first of all, I don't want you outside showing off all of your whole everything. That's insane. God said, let's be modest. Imagine me being somebody who loves God, and then I go marry a woman who has no modesty. How could I say I love God? Just saying. So no, I want you to be modest. And you don't have to have fucking the perfect proportions, and that don't make sense. But I want you to care. That's all. I want us to care about what we eat. I want us to care enough to, get a little bit of exercise. Us to get a little bit of exercise in here now and then. I want us to be able to go outside and do athletic things together. Not necessarily sports, but I want to be able to go run and probably scale a short wall or some stupid shit. What if the zombie apocalypse hits? Right? And I say that all the time as a joke, but we so close to a civil war. What if that hits? Just something to be mindful of, man. I saw where there's obese people complaining that planes don't give them free tickets when they take them. That's insanity. That's the same insanity like when I go outside and people stare at me, and if I turn around and look at them, they're mad at me like I'm doing something wrong. Why they've been staring at me for the last 10 minutes. It's insanity. So you could stare at me, and if I even look at you at a split second because I could feel your eyes on me, that I did something wrong. Anyway, everybody just have a blessed day. I'm going to let y'all go. I did not mean for this live to go this long. I promise you. Everybody just have a blessed day. Go out there in the world. Do some good stuff. Do some good things. I have no idea what's going to happen next. I'm assuming that these people are going to probably figure out a way to kill me soon. I'm just being honest with you. But until that happens, I'm going to stay here doing what I do, and I'm going to be doing everything I'm going to try to do. But I'm assuming that that's going to happen soon. Because they've been trying to send me to prison. They've been trying to create situations where they could get me locked up and put in jail. And that hasn't been working. So they got to kill me soon. So shout out to everybody that support the platform. Shout out to everybody that pulls up with love. Shout out to all you rat bastards that pull up periodically to the Cash App and to the PayPal specifically. Thanks for the super chat drops too. We could definitely use some of those. But thank you to y'all guys. Yeah, I got people out here. I'm going to tell you just how evil individuals is. So I walk past this store. I don't go to the store no more ever again. I'm never going there. Something happened when they sold me some shit that was bad. Then when I went back to talk to them about it, they started pretending like they didn't do it. And the dude that actually sold the thing to me said, nah, it was the other guy. It was you, fam. I'm not going to stand here and argue with you. I'm not going to fight you over it. It's $2. It don't make sense. So I walked past the store the other day and somebody yelled out, I don't get a check no more. I have never gotten a check from the government. Never. I got people right now that's hitting me up insisting that I go get food stamps. I didn't even do that. I've never gotten any kind of check at all for any kind of mental unawareness or impairedness. Never. It's a shame that people believe such a thing. And the worst part is the people who are saying this is niggas that your whole entire life consists of you standing on a corner. You probably never even walked out. You probably never even left New York City, nevertheless, Coney Island. That's your whole life. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying that you literally don't know enough about the world. You don't know anything about the world. You haven't never left your street corner. But you went down to Manhattan a couple of times, probably. You're probably almost 50 years old and you ain't did shit in your life. And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm saying that for context. You out here judging a man who's putting his whole life in the world. Well, you're probably too scared to leave New York City alone. You're probably too scared to leave Coney Island by yourself. But you out there judging a man who I've been on live in multiple cities and multiple states by myself. Talking my shit. And you probably been standing on that same corner for the last 30 years of your life. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm saying that for context. You cannot help our people. Right? Not in its totality. There's individuals who are black you can help, but in totality, you cannot help our people. They don't want help. I said, yo, these dope fiends are following me around. Me talking about dope fiends, I'm not talking about everybody that fucking does dope. There's motherfuckers that do dope that probably make like, that definitely do make like $300K a year that you wouldn't even know they did dope. There's a dude that works at, I believe, Boston University. Is it Boston University? I think it's Boston University. He's a professor. He says he does heroin every day. Every single day. He's a professor at, I think, Boston University. I forgot. Is it molecular science or some shit like that? I forget. But he's a professor at. So no, when I talk about dope fiends following me around, I'm talking about the niggas with the sores on their face and dirty clothes. I'm talking about the people that's outside looking to do anything for a buck. I'm talking about the nigga that will give you a blowjob for a fucking hit. I'm talking about them niggas. I'm not even talking about the pill popping motherfuckers. You niggas is all taking the same shit, but I'm not even talking about you niggas so much. Unless you fall under those other categories. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that's out here waiting to die. Because that's the best way to put it. And just waiting to die. You're just getting high into, it happens. That's what I'm talking about. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. At some point, I'm gonna have to go to the fucking supermarket. It's gonna be, you just have to see it for yourself, fam. I don't know where to put it. This the type of shit you just gotta see for yourself. Shit be just absolutely bananas. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.